Nope.
If you're
I'm just
talking about
gonna get it out the way right now.
the
Tyrell's
anal
gonna
beat
try to
champion.
harass me, purposely leave Alvin Kamara off the 41 list
Oh, I
just to
wasn't gonna
mess
do
with
that.
me.
I would never.
Okay.
I love a septum pierced king. What do you mean?
That's nasty, King.
It's the nastiest king. Plays with the
That's a
grilling and a nose ring. That's a
with the
little
QC
Uzi.
chain.
Yeah, little Uzi Vert with a 40 time.
Oh my
It's a wild ass
god.
boy.
All right. Critically Unfocused Podcast, episode 41. Back again. Like when they said we couldn't, I don't know who they is, but they said it. They said
They
we
did.
couldn't do it.
I heard them.
Proved them wrong.
Don't even know where they came from, but I heard them.
Me either. What's poppin', man? What's going on with you?
It's nothing much, man. Just recovering from COVID part 2. Just been chilling. Trying not to see God this week. But I will say,
I like sequels more than origin stories. So.
I haven't had COVID once, and being double vaxxed and boosted, which don't use that as a case to not get vaxxed. The shit was a breeze compared to the first time. It was like a cold for 2 days, and then we were Gucci.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, get COVID once, highly recommend it, and then you fucking bulletproof out here basically after that.
That's not true.
I mean, I didn't die.
What do you mean bulletproof? That's where people get messed up, right? Because you say something like that, and then people feel like, oh, that means I'm never going to get it again. That's not what you're saying, though. You're saying it's going to be way less harsh if it happens again.
If you think of like when you wear a bulletproof vest, you could still get shot. You just ain't gonna die. I got shot.
That's not a good advice either. You could absolutely die with the vest on.
They let that chopper spray, but hey, the bulletproof vest caught all of them. My white blood cells when they're beating ass. My antibodies doing their job.
That's not how any of this works.
Hey, you come up with a better analogy on the spot, motherfucker. What do you mean?
Hey, be safe. No analogy. Reality, man.
But due to capitalism and the CDC, I cannot be safe. Literally, by definition, I'm unable to be safe.
Yeah, no. Gotta make that money from other people.
At least half the people I know from work got COVID in the last like 3-4 weeks. My phone, I get more exposure notifications on my phone than like Twitter notifications. It's nasty.
Y'all have exposure notifications. Wow. Look how together you guys are.
You have it on your phone too. There's an app thing.
No, it requires it to be in use here. It doesn't just happen.
Points are made. All right, whatever. Anyway, how are you? How are you living this week?
Tired as a dog, man, but I'm cool, man. 3-day weekend coming up. Shout out my boy MLK. He did that thing, did the nonviolence, put the work in. One of the bravest human beings to ever live.
That's facts.
Appreciate you.
I wish he resorted to violence every once in a while, but I commend him nonetheless.
We need heroes like that because plenty of that's the normal human thing to do is to get mad and swing on somebody. To face that type of violence, period. Violence, anger, vitriol, threats, like having your whole family at risk. Just going into like the mouth of the demon, like constantly, and just keeping your chin up, wearing your best clothes, and walking straight. Like,
hey, they be kind of depicting Martin Luther King's life in like retrospect as like I don't want to say as a hero story because it is, but goddamn, was he dealing with some villains? They was getting their asses whipped. We don't talk enough about how much they was getting their asses whipped. Ooh.
Yeah. Shoot, like we gonna talk about that too. But you remember we were talking about Channel 5 the other day, and like you were saying like how Andrew just like lets people be themselves, and like if they're a fool, they're gonna act a fool and do it on their own. Like you don't need to provoke them. And that's basically what MLK, like in the Freedom Riders and everybody marching with him, that's what they were doing. They were peacefully protesting and assembling and all that, and wearing their best clothes, just walking in a straight line. They might sing some songs together. We're going to get out and just get people to sign up to vote, walk down this highway in the South or whatever. We're not going to harass you, antagonize you, or nothing like that, but you're going to act a fool. We're going to make sure we capture this so everyone can see how much of a fool you're acting, like, and what's going on out here. Like,
they walked
it ain't
across
us,
that
it's
bridge.
y'all.
They walked across that bridge and they were splitting niggas' heads open and all kind of wild shit. That was
got a brick to the head in Chicago.
Yeah, they blew up a church. They're like, hey, we're spinning the block. They're acting like what's the Irish motherfuckers from Sunday Anarchy, the IRA or whatever. They were spinning blocks like them. Oof.
Old Donahue or old Flanagan, whatever. My bad. That's problematic.
Yeah, we're used to it from you. It's what it is. Yeah,
I
but
gotta make
hey,
up for Jamal
sh-
not being here.
shout out MLK. Shout out Jamal.
For real, for real. Man. One of my
For
favorite people. I will say that. Absolutely. One of my favorite people to ever do
MLK
it.
or Jamal.
Both of them, but we're talking about MLK right now. So
Okay, okay,
MLK,
okay,
one
okay. I
of my
got you. I
favorite
got
people
you.
to ever do it. Big,
Yeah,
big inspiration in my life.
doesn't get enough credit, quite frankly. He has a holiday and still doesn't get enough credit.
I think it's honestly like because like like as kids they hammer with the "I have a dream" thing, which is good because I mean the speech in itself has very good content, but I think it's hard to get children to understand um the seriousness of what he did, of
Facts.
what he stood against, the seriousness of racism. Because as a
And that
kid,
kind
like
of
you don't,
racism back then too. It's a different level.
and that the kind of the violence bomb your church racism, like
Yeah.
that kind, like we're it's you can't really explain that to a child because like a child is still not really familiar with like the concept of like hate period, it's
Yep.
like they might like have a problem with a classmate or something like that, but it's not that deep. It's like it's really not that deep. Like it's usually like they didn't share a toy the right way or
Yeah.
something, or maybe the classmate they are fond of is smiling too much at this other classmate, and it's little stuff like
Yeah.
you can't
It's a different type of
explain
hate. Yeah.
that big of a feeling. You can say that people didn't like each other because of the color of their skin, and you're like, that really don't even make any sense. Like I'm absolutely not with that. So like, yeah, the MLK Day all the way. Like we can do this, but it's like you can't explain that to a child. Like you
Yeah.
could try, but for them to understand it, like I don't know, it's a
I
lot.
remember last year on MLK Day, they were talking about like the states that took the longest to like start celebrating. I think Mississippi was like 89, Arizona was like late 80s, early 90s, or something like that. Like hella
Sheesh.
states were like, you know what we're not gonna do? Celebrate y'all. How about that? Just proving a
And
point out loud.
oh my god. All he did was say like yo, maybe we all treat each other the same. Like,
That's it.
nah, man.
That's it. Excuse me.
What?
Although I will say, segregation has brought some good things in my life. Sitting at an all black lunch table, hell of a character builder in high school. Once you start sitting
Yeah.
with white kids, it's a little different at the table. It's a little easier.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, you gotta this experience is a little everywhere. Definitely
For
pulling
sure.
this
For
whatnot.
sure.
What else was I about to say? You asked me how I'm doing. I said I'm good. Cool.
Yeah. You
Mike.
sleepy. That's it. Our best video episodes is when Blake's falling asleep at the 1 hour mark.
Yep.
In my opinion.
It's not gonna happen today. Jamal said he's gonna join us late. So you're ready for
So
that.
be prepared to rehash everything we just talked about. Yes, I understand. I want to give
promise.
I want to give a shout out to other than Alvin Kamara, a goated 41, probably the best 41 after that, and maybe one of the worst statue ideas I've ever seen for Dirk Nowitzki, legendary 41, jersey retired, and they made my man shoot Benoit balls on his statue.
That's what you mean by
I imagine Mark Cuban's online enough. If you haven't looked it up, or if you haven't seen Dirk Nowitzki's statue, just go look it up. But I'm sure that they're going to take those balls off by the time that shit actually gets up.
to neuter the statue.
But it will be spayed by the time that it gets put up outside of American Airlines Arena. Because it's funny, because it's a fire statue. Like his like signature fadeaway, like one leg joint, and then they just ruined it by putting 3 shooting balls coming from it for some reason.
Yeah, I don't realize why they thought that was necessary to show like the arc of the shot. Like,
I think because I feel like Shaq getting his statue at Staples might have been the last big like athlete to get a statue, and they did like his dunk. It's like him dunking, and there's 2 or 3 balls coming through the net, which I think looks very dumb because like no one's like, oh, what is that? Oh, got it. It's the balls.
Where does the ball go when he dunks?
Exactly. You didn't need to do that, but I feel like they're like, oh yeah, we got to kind of give him the new age, in motion. You didn't. Bad idea.
Yeah.
And if the entirety of the internet can look at that and think that the first time they see it, I don't know how it made it through all the different channels it needs to get to.
To be honest.
We might be what?
But at the same time, that should be part of your focus groups, is to get like at least one person from that mind, like I don't know, from the modern day internet user, like what does this remind you of?
Yeah, like what do you think of this? Oh, hey, this does look a little like funny. I don't think you needed it.
Mhm.
One ball is fine. The three balls connected by a small string. I don't know. Yeah,
Especially like when I think the signature part of his shot is the leg lift, like the little
yeah,
raised knee. That's really all you needed.
that's all you needed.
Get some lean back on the shot, and that's it.
A couple other good 40 ones though. Wes Unseld, whose son is now the coach. He's the coach of the Wizards, right? Wes Unseld Jr.
Did he get fired? He's still the coach?
I don't know. I don't pay attention to the Wizards that
Shout out
much,
to him
but
though.
one of the
Him and
two.
his
Glenn Rice, number 41. That's a good one.
big
But
dog. Or the
yeah,
junkyard dog? One of the
big dog.
names. Big dog.
Uh, I don't know this guy, but Cal Hubbard, four-time NFL champion from 1927 to 1936. That's just a
Mm, he's
name. I
probably
like
Eagles Hall of Famer or something. Jim Brown.
Packers and Giants.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, and those are all the ones that matter. We're done there.
All right. All right.
Obviously.
Did you watch? Did you guys watch the Natty? I don't remember if you was talking about it in the chat or
Uh,
not.
I watched most. I was like busy cooking and shit during it, but I watched
Okay.
most of the game. I know I turned
What'd
it
you
off
think?
at one point and it was close, and then all of a sudden Georgia was kicking their ass. Nah,
Yeah, I
I
think
think
I
it was
missed the first
I watched the first game where like both teams were completely healthy, and I felt like it was probably a better representation of than what the Natty ended up being. But that being
half.
said, like both of those teams are so good, neither result surprised me. Like Alabama's always so good that they can beat anybody by any amount at any time. I feel pretty
Yeah.
confident in that. And Georgia this year, like no other team had more 5 stars than them. Like they've been beating the brakes off of everybody they played. So also seeing them come back and beat them 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later, whatever it was, like didn't surprise me at all. So it was a great game. Got to see a lot of NFL talent going up against
Oh
other
yeah.
NFL talent, which was good. Like I feel like that's like I don't know. I wanted to see Michigan and Cincinnati play each other just because it was like more level. But I feel like the best part about the national championship is getting to see like, oh, it's Clemson and LSU, and like 8, 9, 10 of these guys are going to be playing on Sundays next year.
Yeah.
Like
If not in the next 3
starting
years.
exactly. So yeah, it was really dope to see like the stars be stars. Shout out to Georgia for beating Alabama. It's a good day for me anytime Alabama loses. So
All right.
I had a good time.
Yeah, I like the storyline with Georgia's quarterback. It's kind of incredible. The walk on and ends
Mm-hmm.
up being enough to get it done.
Yeah,
I
because
like
he wasn't the first time.
Georgia's. Wasn't the first time that what?
The first time they played, he did not look very good. I think he threw like
Oh
three
no.
back-to-back picks. Did not look good. They were like, "Oh, do we need to put the freshman in during that game?" So for him to have a bounce back in this game is good to see for him.
Damn. This there's like so Dogwood Maple's like sort of I guess famous user on the college football subreddit. He does these like long like just list of facts every time like a big game happens. He's the same guy that made the Antonio Brown list. I'm not gonna read all these, but there's just some fun things on here. Like the SEC has won like 12 of the last 16 national championships. Um,
Sounds
Georgia
right.
is undefeated in CFP games while wearing white jerseys.
Wow,
Um, let's see. In 32 years before Kirby Smart was hired, Georgia finished ranked in the top 5 3 times. They've now finished in the top 5 in 3 of the last 5 seasons.
that sounds right, dude. That stuff like that always makes me like kind of question that like blue blood argument. I think we've had it on the podcast before, but like Georgia,
Mm,
in my mind and in everybody's mind that watches college football, is like has been a staple to college football. But you
yeah,
just said basically in my entire lifetime they finished in the top five. How many times? 5 times? 4 times?
3 times.
3 times. So like they've been a top five team
Three
three
times
times.
before Kirby Smart, yeah, and
Yeah,
then
so in my
3 times.
entire life, and then now Kirby Smart got them like back jumping. They're like clearly the best team. Well, not clearly the best team. One of the best teams in the best conference. Like, just crazy how like that name still rings true, and being right outside of Atlanta obviously helps too.
Oh, that's laughable. Georgia is the only team to win the national championship and defeat a coach who was voluntarily covered in Duke's mayonnaise in the same season.
What the fuck?
So I think a team they beat on their way to here probably played in the Duke's Mayo Bowl and like got covered in mayo.
Okay, okay.
That's pretty
I was
sick.
saying, don't tell me Saban out here taking mayo baths.
You are absolutely not dumping anything on him except maybe water. I don't
Yeah,
think he's even taking the Gatorade.
nah, Gatorade bath. He's beating your ass because you fucking up that nice white polo and them khakis.
Yeah, you can jump the Gatorade bucket full of water on him.
That's funny. Wow, that's a nasty picture. Yeah, man, it's great. You said that, and the SEC's won 16 of the last however many
Yeah,
championships.
12
Like,
of the last 16 national
Jesus Christ,
championships.
it's really like it's the SEC, and it's really Alabama or like I guess LSU and
Yeah,
now
I guess
Georgia.
like
Like,
it is kind of funny. Like I guess like so what? Clemson got one of those, and
Clemson
then
has one.
it's like
Ohio State has one, I think,
yeah, that's
too.
basically it. You're talking about the Big Ten, Clemson, and I think USC might be within the last 16 years.
Definitely not. Nah,
USC,
because USC would have
really?
been what 2006. Oh, I guess
Yeah,
that. Yeah, I guess that would be just about 16 years. Yeah. Okay. Damn.
uh,
Or no, that would be Texas. Sorry, not USC.
Texas. Yeah, Texas won that game.
Texas 106. Yeah. Damn. Yeah, that's crazy how dominant. I wonder. I still wonder how NIL will change some of that stuff. Like teams like Georgia getting all those 5-star guys. Obviously, they're getting NIL money too. But if
I
like
honestly don't think it will, dude. Like I don't,
I I don't think it will. It'll be interesting to see if it does or not though. Like a team.
because I just like the only certain amount of people can play. So it's like
Yeah.
people are gonna go where they can play still, even if like like you're not gonna pay someone an enormous amount of money to sit the bench. So
Sure.
I
Maybe
don't know.
with down there with that much money, where it's like we always have a backfield, especially with like what Alabama ended up losing 2,000-yard receivers. Like having another really great receiver would have probably helped them win that game. I don't know
They're
how
gonna
much of
have
a
a good
difference it'll make.
receiver regardless, though. Like they
Yeah,
always have them.
yeah,
They might lose one 5-star to somebody else, like some small school, but like
yeah,
ultimately, the 5-star that takes like the NIL money to go to the small school, and then maybe it doesn't end up playing in front of national audiences that much, and doesn't end up being a first round pick. Like you kind of might have took the short money. I don't
for
know.
sure. Yeah, yeah. No,
It's
that's
going
a
to help
point.
some players, but other
I,
players like they're still going to go to these programs.
I know. I think beginning of the season, Bomani said that Georgia themselves had more 5-stars than the whole Big 12, Big
Yeah,
10, and Pac 12 combined. Like some of those guys might shake. They probably won't because it's like
really
I
special.
only start 2 or 4 years, but I'm almost guaranteed to at least go to a natty or at least
Yep.
the playoffs. Like kind of trade offs there for sure.
Now they were talking about Alabama's running back who like he's like been there for 4 years now, 4 or 5 years, just sitting behind all these guys who ended up going to the NFL and playing on Sundays, like being
Yep,
like actual feature backs in the NFL. So it's like guys are willing to do that because like there's a guaranteed long term paycheck versus like you might get
mm-hmm,
cashed out one time, and it's not like everybody's going to be getting these $1 million NIL deals. Like
for
the,
sure.
you're, that
God damn,
that's like a small handful of players. So you might as
Alabama's so
well like if
fake.
you feel like you can play on Sundays, just sit at the
Yeah,
big school.
I guess it'll affect the people that aren't like Alabama and Georgia and those level schools. Like the tier down from that might lose some guys. Alabama, like even just saying it, like I remember was it Jerry Judy and I think Henry Ruggs were talking about like, oh yeah, we got so good because every day in practice we were going against like fucking Marlon
The best.
Humphrey and Pat Surtain and like the number one corner that's going to be in the league next year is going against 3 of the
Yeah.
5 best receivers in the class or something like that. So
I
yeah, it's
think
got to
what you'll
be
see is like
it's tough.
that quarterback who I think he went to Ohio State, it
Yeah,
took like $1 million NIL money, then left to go to Texas where he actually wanted to be.
yeah,
I think you'll see this a lot of stuff like that. Like even the number one guy who ended up going to Jackson State, like he still might end up at Florida State next year, like
for
after
sure.
this
Yep.
season. Like take whatever because they can't force you to be enrolled in order to get the money. Like
Yeah.
so you can go there, get whatever money you're gonna get, and just leave.
That Quinn Ewers one, that's the dude from Ohio State. That's a great point because he reclassified to leave a year early, went to Ohio State, never enrolled, never played, and then ended up going to the school he wanted anyway with another $1 million in his pocket.
Yeah,
Like that's a
like why
fucking
not?
come up. and
Like
he's obviously going to get paid when he goes to Texas. So he just like stole $1 million from Ohio State and then bounced with no intentions of ever playing there.
from some donor at Ohio State, not
Yeah,
even the school itself, like just
right.
some dude who was like, "Oh
God
my god,
damn.
I'll pay you." Like, "Oh, whatever, bud."
That's kind of a flex, actually.
Yeah, All right.
Hopefully nobody does that to Jackson State since Ohio State's gonna go find like another 4 or 5 star. Jackson State lose this dude. Yeah, that might be a wrap for 5 stars in that program.
I think they'll still get some names just because of Dion. Maybe not the number one player in the class.
Yeah.
I guess maybe it is a wrap for 5 stars. Who knows? Because that's a big ass deal.
And there'd be 15, 25 5 stars in every class. Like,
but they're going like 14-1 every year, regardless. So it don't really matter. Like if they lose a 5 star, like they're still playing the SWAC, like, and they're still running through that. So it really don't.
This is true.
It don't matter unless they start playing like a bigger non-conference schedule. Then they'll actually need these guys. But until that happens, like it don't really matter.
It probably won't be anytime soon.
Them couple TV checks they're gonna get from having him, they're gonna definitely do numbers for them. That's gonna be big time. All right. Let me pull up we talk about the league leaders in the NFL.
Oh yeah. My boy Jay Herbo finished number 2 in passing yards. Love to see that.
Did he?
He did. I think he had just over 5,000, like 5,017 or something like that.
Oh yeah. Okay, so here we go. Offensive leaders, passing yards led by Tom Brady at 5,316. Justin Herbert number 2, 5,014. Stafford number 3, 4,886. Mahomes at 4, 4,839. Derrick Carr at 5 at 4,804. Should I read the stats like that every single time, or just read what order they're in? Is that too much numbers?
No, I like the stats. If you get lost, you can slow it down. Slow it down and go back. All right. Damn, Herbert's the only one out of that list that's not in the playoffs, unfortunately. That fucking sucks.
Damn. Yeah, man. I have a Derrick Carr in the MVP conversation argument as well. I can make.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Jonathan Taylor, number 1 for rushing yards, 1,811. It's incredible. Nick Chubb, second place. Wow, oh my God. Second place is like almost 600 yards behind, 1,259 yards.
Fuck.
Joe Mixon. I know. Joe Mixon, 1,205 yards. Najee Harris, 1,200 yards flat. I wonder what his total yards in season, though, because he caught a lot of balls.
A lot.
Dalvin Cook, 1,159. He missed 2 games.
Like he missed like 4. I want to say
4 games.
He missed one, came back, missed another.
That's where he was back like immediately.
Yeah, well, he missed 2. He missed 2 games. Then you paid all that money to get him, and then he missed another one after that, I believe. So he missed at least 3.
Whoa. Sheesh. All right.
And I think Chubb missed 2 or 3 because he had COVID and I think an injury.
Yikes. Cooper Kupp, number 1 for yards, 1,947. I think he led all receiving stats, like yards, catches, touchdowns. But this is ESPN, so they don't show all the stats. It's really annoying. Justin Jefferson, second place, 1,616. Devontae Adams, third place, 1,553. Jamar Chase, rookie, fourth place, 1,455. And damn, Deebo Samuel at number 5. Wow. I knew he was balling this year, but like I didn't know it was like that.
I feel like they counted I will not feel like they must have counted a lot of those like touch passes that he gets where he taps it out of the backfield and then runs for 40-some yards.
He was 2 steps in front of the quarterback, so it's not
But hey, he's going crazy.
105 yards. Yeah.
Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase being on the same college team is fucking incredible. Like having both of those dudes on the same team is so nuts.
That was some shit.
Wow. Jamar Chase went crazy. Cooper Kupp went fucking crazy.
Oh yeah, no. That's an insane year. I think they said it's like the first time since Calvin Johnson that a receiver's led the league in like every category.
Sounds right. Devontae Adams always be kind of close, but never topping all 3.
Nah. Yeah.
That's hard to do because like touchdowns can be so random. Like you can have 1,800 yards and pull a Julio where it's like, yeah, it's 1,700 yards and 4 touchdowns. Like it's
your
so hard
team
to
just
score.
Not like running the ball in the end zone or like have a tight end they dump the ball to or whatever. Or like you're cursed with a quarterback who has like legs and like we'll just run it into. It's like getting receiving touchdowns is like no joke. Just touchdowns in general, like because teams can just like very much have one way they like to do it.
Yeah. Yep. Rushing touchdowns. You never. Do you happen to have? Do you happen to have Derrick Henry's rushing yards?
How many carries?
Or just his rushing yards. I want to see if he's like 7th in the league, even though he missed half the season.
9th.
Okay, that's not bad.
Yep. This is what I've been hammering everybody about this. Like, I keep bringing it up because it's just incredible. He's 10th in the league for carries still. He played 8 games.
Dog, 9th in yards, 10th in carries. That team somehow, I won't say didn't miss a step, but like kept winning games after he went out.
No, they missed a step. That's the
They
weakest one seed I could think of in a minute.
they missed a lot of steps, but they managed to get the one.
He's
Surprisingly
tied
enough.
for 6th in rushing touchdowns.
Wow. So to finish top 10 in every rushing metric, missing. You said he played 8 games, so he missed
He played
9,
8
10
games, so he missed 10 games, right?
And I think he went out kind of early
games.
it's 17 games now. And I think he
Yeah, he
went out
missed
kind of
9.
early in that game that he got hurt and where he fucked his foot up.
Very
I
early.
could be wrong. Yeah, I could be wrong, but either way.
This is basically 7 games.
Yeah, that's incredible. I'm interested to see how he looks in the playoffs. It may be one game, but I'm interested to see it nonetheless.
If anybody can come back and be in shape and ready to go, it's him. Yeah, I don't take him for somebody who's like slacking.
And I feel like having a broken bone in your foot, like he can still like swim and bike and like do a lot of stuff to keep his body and cardio in shape, that he's not going to look like hella rusty.
He had surgery too, though, right? Didn't he?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay, so yeah, he's probably good then. If it wasn't just some hoping it mends itself back together.
Yeah, I feel like that's probably injury where like if they didn't have the 1 seed basically locked up 2-3 weeks ago, he probably could have and would have came back if they needed him to. Like if it was we're not going to make the playoffs if you don't come back, but it was like let him chill and
missed the whole next year. Yeah, he led the league in yards per game. Still,
sounds right.
Obviously, right. Yeah, that's kind of a given because he said. All right.
Wow.
Was there any other questions you had about the stats?
No, that was so you did passers, receivers, and running backs.
Yeah.
No, I didn't have any questions.
Defense?
Well, you do sacks and interceptions.
Okay.
Because I know the top tackles list is like 4 people we never hear about.
I know Olukande just because of Madden. He has he's like one of the best. What is that? What is the one for stopping passes at linebacker? What is that type of backer called in Madden?
Coverage linebacker.
Coverage, yeah, he's one of the best coverage ones on Madden. But either way, TJ Watt,
okay.
No, he had 190. Hold on, 190.
Oh shit! Tackles. God damn! I think we mentioned that early in the season how the tackles leader always ends up being some random linebacker on a bad team, and that obviously proves itself again. That's crazy.
Number 2 is Jordan Brooks from Seattle. Number 3 is Bobby Wagner from Seattle. Yeah. Number 4 is CJ Mosley. Number 5 is Roquan Smith.
So 5 people on bad teams that can't stop the run. Got it.
Yeah, the first one on a winning team is Denzel Perryman for the Raiders at number 6.
Hey, I don't like seeing the Raiders do well, but I will say Denzel Perryman, I am happy to see because he, as a Charger, he was kind of like Arshawn Lee, where it's like, damn, when he plays, like we can stop the run. He gets you 9.5, 12 tackles a game, and then gets hurt for 7 games a year, so it doesn't matter. And then he plays a full healthy season and ends up being like top 6 or 7 in tackles. So that was nice to see from a former Charger. Damn.
Good for him. Okay, TJ Watt led the league in sacks, obviously, 22.5, which means he broke the record. Or is that still tied?
He broke the record, or I think he tied the record in one less game. He played 15 games.
He broke the record then. Yeah, you better. Yeah. Robert Quinn was number 2 though. I didn't know he was killing like that.
Shocking. I feel like he had one of those fast starts and then kept it up, but I feel like he started with like 9 sacks in like 5 weeks or something like that, and then kind of just kept pace. Yeah,
all right. And Myles Garrett number 3. Nick Bosa number 4, Trey Hendrickson, former Saint, on the Bengals now. Number 5. Trey
Hendrickson looked really good this year. It always pisses me off because he wears the long sleeves with no gloves, so it looks hella weird. But he's nice.
That sounds disgusting.
It's so gross.
Micah Parsons at 6.
6 sacks?
No, at 13 sacks, but he's number 6 in sacks.
Damn. Yeah, what a fucking year.
Yep, and we got a 3-way tie at 7. I'm stopping reading here because my boy's here and everyone's boy's here. Cameron Jordan, 12.5. Aaron Donald, 12.5. Matthew Judon, 12.5.
Matt Judon paid off, got paid, and went to work.
Yeah, Bill's gonna get it out you.
Yeah, yes,
he doesn't.
Yes, he will.
Okay, let's see. Oh, we'll do. So this is the interceptions category. We're gonna start with passes defended, just to give you an idea. I'm just going to do the top 5, but there's a 2-way tie for 4, so that's going to be 5 people. J.C. Jackson, number 1 in passes defended, 23. Trayvon Diggs, number 2 in passes defended at 21. Marshall Lattimore, number 3 in passes defended at 19. And Bradbury and Anthony Brown are both tied at 17 passes defended.
Wow.
Yep. A lot of targets. Okay. Picks. Diggs, number 1, 11 picks.
A lot of picks.
A lot of picks. J.C. Jackson, number 2, 8 picks. Amani Owari, I believe, from Detroit. He's number 3, 6 picks. So that's good for them, I guess. I mean, I don't know what his coverage stuff look like, but hey, it's a piece.
Better than Okudah already.
Yeah, no, that wasn't hard. There's a big ass tie at number 4. I'm not gonna read all these people, but it's literally like 9 people.
Okay, I seen where I was looking today to see when the last time somebody had 11 picks in a year was, and Trayvon Diggs is the first person with 11 picks since 1981, and then Xavier Howard had 10. Some random DB, I don't know. I'd have to look again. It was a name I didn't know. And then Xavier Howard had 10 last year, and that was the first time someone hit double digits since like 06 or something like that. Champ Bailey had 10 in 06. Yeah, so it's people ain't picking the ball like that no more. So that is good. Again, it's kind of feast or famine with him, but again, if you're gonna give your team 11 more times, it is feast or famine for sure. We read his numbers last week, and it is not great outside of picks. He first team All Pro. Shout out to him, but we'll see. At picks, kind of like touchdowns are kind of random, so we'll see next year what those numbers look like. If he could do it 2 years in a row, I won't hate on him as much, but 1 year giving up 1,000 yards and also getting 11 picks is kind of suspect to me.
Absolutely. Joe Burrow was the most sacked quarterback in the league.
Yet still he had Jamar Chase at number 4 for receiving yards, so I think not drafting Penei Sewell kind of went okay for them.
I think he finished the year the number 1 rated PFF quarterback too.
Burrow did?
Yeah, at least he was 2 weeks ago. Let me
and I know he had 2 I think he threw like 1,000 yards in 2 weeks or some stupid shit like that. Or like 900 yards.
That's absurd.
Because he had like 500 not against the Chiefs, and then he had 4 something against the Chiefs. I don't remember who they played around before then.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, he went fucking crazy.
All right. Move on from that then. What do we got? All pro teams?
Let's do it.
Do you have any like hot takes about these?
Not really. Let me pull him back up. I mean, Derwin didn't make a team, which I would disagree with. That was really the only one that I saw. And I think there was no second team all pro running back, which I guess when you look at the fact that the gap between number 1 and number 2 in rushing yards was like 600 yards, I guess that makes sense. But I've never seen them just not have one. And then Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson didn't make either all pro team as receivers, I don't believe. Or it might have just been first team.
But I guess
for sure. But like
Jamar Chase probably had a case for one of them, I think. Is this second team here?
It's hard to say didn't. And then same kind of the same thing with Justin Jefferson.
Team. Yeah, they made second team. You think they should have been on first team over Debo?
I personally would have taken them both over Debo, but it's not to the point where I'm like even going to argue it. He was incredible all year, so I'm not going to argue it too much.
All right, so first team quarterback Rodgers, second first team running back. These is all first team. I'll when I had second team, I'll say quarterback Rodgers, running back Jonathan Taylor, tight end Mark Andrews, who I don't know if I said it on here, it was just in the chat that he's the best tight end in the league. Said that.
You
did. First team. Wide receivers, Javonte Adams, Cooper Kupp, Deebo Samuel, left tackle Trent Williams, who was supposed to be like kind of at the end of his wits, but turned out might still be the best lineman in all of football.
he just got out of Washington and had a fucking resurgence. He's perfectly fine.
Yeah, funny how that works. Right tackle Tristan Wirfs, keeping a solid start to his career going.
Didn't he have an All-Pro last year?
I don't know, but I mean he was a key part of them winning the Super Bowl, so
for sure
that's big. Left guard Joel Bitonio, right guard Zach Martin, center Jason Kelsey, I've read today that every other center who's made the All-Pro team 4 times is a Hall of Famer. So good for him.
And
Sounds like
that
that's where
feels
he's
right
headed.
for Jason Kelsey.
Yeah,
Like
have that bust
being a
and
Hall of
championship.
Famer. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Just for his Super Bowl speech alone, where he had the jester outfit on.
Was he the one that said someone couldn't stay off the juice or whatever?
I think so. He was talking a lot of shit after they won.
Yeah, good for him. Edge rushers, TJ Watt, Myles Garrett. Interior linemen, Aaron Donald and Cameron Hayward, which I didn't know Cameron Hayward was balling like that. Good for him.
Been kicking ass.
Yeah, I mean that's a key part of a good pass rush. I mean, you got him like busting the pocket up in the middle, and then TJ Watt on the outside. That's great stuff. Linebackers, Micah Parsons, Darius Leonard, who I like a lot from Hard Knocks, and Devondre Campbell. Dang, that's cool. Yeah, Green Bay got the first team All-Pro linebacker. Wow.
That's not Zadarius Smith. Zadarius Smith.
That's not Zadarius Smith. Yeah, Trayvon Diggs is a first team All-Pro corner. Jalen Ramsey on the other side.
I don't want to keep beating the drum, but it's so hard to have Diggs as the best just off the picks. When you look, if anybody else gave up 900 yards and had 8 picks, like tied for first in the league, I don't even think it would be a conversation.
Yeah. This is a big deal too, because these are the people that vote for MVP as well. So I mean,
and that's where they be making their money.
Yeah, no, this is no joke. So I mean, that's been the big conversation, right? Deciding like how much is worth it, and they're kind of saying that like it's worth it. So
yep,
enjoy Dallas. Congrats, Kevin Byard, first team All Pro safety. Jordan Poyer, also first team All Pro safety. Justin Tucker, who will probably keep winning this until he decides to retire or something unfortunate happens. Hopefully that never happens.
Might even win it after he retires.
Probably just give it to him honorary. Name the award after, a matter of fact. Kick returner Braxton Barrios, who was getting busy in like the actual offense this year too.
Yeah, he's fast as shit. Like if you just look at him, it doesn't look like it should look how it is. He's fast as hell, and you know why it doesn't look. You know exactly because he looks like a coach's son. That's why.
Lunch pail guy. Okay,
exactly.
First in, last out.
Every time.
All right. Punt returner Devin Duvernay, who's another fast as shit guy, but looks fast as shit.
I don't like what you're insinuating.
Oh, my bad. Okay. Special teamer JT Gray from the Saints, who I have no idea who that is. Good for him.
A gunner who just has hella tackles, I'm sure.
You don't think this is I guess it can't be the long snapper because it's a long snapper award.
No, yeah. Special teamer is usually like Matthew Slater wins special teamer because it's like, oh yeah, he just has 89 tackles. He's on every single special teams tackle kind of thing.
If he's a DV, yeah. So he probably just out there wrapping up.
It's a good way to stay in the league. Yep,
absolutely. All right, second team, aka first losers. Quarterback Tom Brady.
Ooh, should have been Herbert.
Tight end Travis Kelce. Wide receiver Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase. What up, Jamal?
Hey, what's up?
Hey there. What's going on, man?
Shout out to left Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, man. Second team All Pro. Left tackle Rashawn Slater.
The Rook. Love to see
that. Right tackle Lane Johnson. Left guard Quentin Nelson. Right guard Wyatt Teller from the Browns. Center Corey Lindsley, also from the Chargers. Is he a rookie too?
Nah, he came from Green Bay. Packers. Yeah, he's been in the league like 8-9 years.
Oh, it's the Chiefs center who's like been just like at the top of every single leaderboard.
Yeah, Creed Humphrey.
He didn't.
Did you say Quinn Nelson?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. He's second team left guard.
He was getting his ass whooped last week.
That stadium's cursed if you're wearing a Colt uniform.
Facts.
I didn't see no All-Pro guard last week, but it's just me.
Holy shit!
Oh, Taven Bryan had him in hell, huh?
Nah, Taven Bryan was inactive. That era's come to a fucking end.
Oh, another draft pick wasted. Hate to see that.
Yeah. Hey, is that linebacker that took a break that 1 year? Is he ever coming back?
No.
What linebacker that took a break?
Telvin Smith.
Oh, yeah, I was current to that.
Telvin Smith got caught fucking with teenagers. He's not coming back to shit.
Relax. He tried to get some head from from
A 16-year-old
or something like that.
Yeah, he's about to say 11. Yeah, no.
Wow.
Telvin Smith is out the league, bro.
Yeah, dog. He was so nice too, man.
Yes, he was.
Hey, remember
filthy.
when I used to argue between him and like Ryan Shazier, and as soon as Ryan Shazier turned into Professor X, I was like, yeah, he's definitely better.
Hey, yo, all right, okay, hold on. Robert Quinn. Robert Quinn.
Shout out to all my walking niggas.
Holy shit.
You've been in here for 3 minutes.
He's walking now. He's good.
Barely.
No, he's walking. He's good. Wow.
Look at you coming in.
him and Michael Porter Jr. got the same gait.
Nah.
All right, keep going, Blake. Robert Quinn.
Robert Quinn and Max Crosby.
Hey, Max Crosby looks like a terrifying person to try to block. Watching him against the Chargers.
Quiet, Jamal.
What?
Max Crosby. His nickname is the Condor because he has like a 7.5-foot wingspan, and he just hits people with that like long ass straight arm, and there's nothing you can do. That shit looks like the worst time ever. Oh my god!
Now him and Yannick Ngakoue, the best duo pass rusher tandem in the league right now.
All right,
probably. And they might have the best trio if they got guy in
there. All right, they got the best threesome.
Oh no! Holy yo!
Hardest threesome to defend.
Oh my god!
Wow!
Oh, I'm fucking crying. Okay.
Now, but how to rush the edge.
TJ Watt and Cam Hayward were both first team. That's got to be the best.
That's devastating.
Don't say devastating.
Jefferson from the Titans, who I've never heard of.
Oh, he's fucking nice. He's hella nice on Madden.
He's on the team. He gotta be nice.
Yeah.
Demario Davis, second team linebacker.
Most underrated linebacker in the league, Demario Davis. I swear to God, every single time I watch the Saints play, he's tackling. He gets every tackle. He can't be shook. Picks. He does everything. That motherfucker's fake.
He's our second best free agent ever. He's filthy.
You better hope you keep him.
Or was he a free? He was always free agent.
Yeah, y'all got him from because he came from the Jets, right?
From the Jets, yeah. Roquan Smith and Bobby Wagner.
Okay.
Cornerbacks J.C. Jackson and A.J. Terrell from Atlanta, who that's
A.J. Terrell is nice.
He's been like the best corner in the league all year.
Yeah, no, they say
what the hell's going on though? Like,
rookie year.
How'd they have all these corners and no Marshall? Oh, so I have a grievance. Yeah, Marshall Lattimore should be on here. Oh god, that's cool though. Whatever.
He's not playing Mike Evans every week. Blake, relax.
It's when we're in man period. It's lockups. It's wraps.
Honestly,
I think
there needs to be a separate
in the league.
There needs to be a separate team for trolls, so CJ Gardner Johnson can be fucking all life.
That's got to be something.
Put him at special teamer.
That's not worth anything. That's what this is telling me. Okay, safeties: Justin Simmons, Micah Hyde, and Budda Baker.
I think all of the safeties that made it are good. I obviously watch more Chargers football than any of these, but I'm taking Derwin over pretty much every one of these.
Name one. Who's coming on?
I'm absolutely taking him over Justin Simmons. I'm absolutely taking him over Micah Hyde,
brother.
And I'd probably take him over Jordan Poyer.
So are you saying that he had a better year than them, or you just like what he does more?
Both. They Buffalo won a lot of games, so it's kind of hard to argue that their players didn't. I think he had a better year than Justin Simmons. But if they have like an on-off stat like they do for the NBA, we got to be like the 27th best defense when he plays and like the 38th best defense when he doesn't play.
Well, somebody will argue like you can say that for our guys too.
I wouldn't listen to their argument.
Numbers higher actually for when they play.
I'd call it a lie.
Go from 30th to 2nd.
That'd actually be incredible.
Oh my god! All right, place kicker, enemy of Los Angeles, Daniel Carson.
A fucking op forever. Even though he was my fantasy kicker in several leagues and won me several games because he's fucking nice.
Okay.
He's nice.
Brian Anger, punter from Dallas. Kick returner Andre Roberts from the Rams. Jakeem Grant, shout out to him. I've liked what he did this year. Punt returner. Special teamer Matthew Slater.
When you watch Jakeem Grant run, it looks like Tyreek Hill, but he's still somehow way slower than him.
Yeah,
he looks a lot smaller than him too.
Yeah. Hey,
you guys want to know a fun fact about Brian Anger?
Sure.
Go ahead.
3rd round pick, the pick right before Russell Wilson, because we took a punter in the 3rd round for some fucking reason.
Oh my God, are you serious?
Oh.
Yes, dead ass.
Oh.
Taking a punter right before like a Hall of Fame quarterback is comical. That's hilarious.
Wait, so Dallas did that, or you said who did that?
No, we drafted him. We drafted Brian Anger.
I know that's gotta hurt. We've talked about some of the people you drafted before other people in the 1st round, but taking a punter before
it's
Russell
like us and the
absurd.
Raiders. Yeah,
wow.
It's like us and the Raiders have like the worst luck with that.
Especially a player like Russell who can make something or nothing into something like routinely.
I don't know why you would draft a punter in the 3rd round, bro. Like, what the fuck? I'd rather draft
a punter. Yeah, draft a scout. Like what?
Yeah.
I'm not sure about everybody's, but looking through, I'm pretty sure Andre Roberts is the only All-Pro that was cut mid-season. We picked him up off the waiver wire, and he made an All-Pro team.
What the fuck?
And he played a little bit of halfback too, didn't he?
Nah, he caught them. He caught them. Them like Debo Samuel passes.
Debo runs.
Yeah, exactly. And we only did that like 2-3 times. We should have done it more, but this isn't a Chargers podcast, so I won't get into that.
All right, Ashton Doolin, the other special teamer, and then Josh Harris, the long snapper from Atlanta. That's the All Pros.
Damn, Atlanta got way more people than you would expect from that shitty ass team.
I mean, they were 2 games from the playoffs.
Yeah, but they looked shitty every time I watched them. I didn't watch them look good once. Well, other than when they beat the fuck out of the Saints.
I feel like they had some tricky games. They fucked us up.
They beat the hell out of us one week.
Yeah, when me and Jamal went to the casino, right? And they made y'all fans leave early. Wasn't it like 45-0 or 25-0 something like that?
Wow.
They beat y'all ass one time this year.
Nah, yeah, me and Jamal were at the casino sitting in front of the Saints fans, and they left at like the 2nd quarter. They were like,
yeah, they left hella early. Because I was looking at the game like, what the fuck
it
is
was
going
a Trevor
on?
Siemian game, wasn't it?
Maybe. Right. I don't know who it was. Because we went to the game when when we beat the Bills?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? That's crazy. We won 3 times. We won 3 times as many games as we did last year. We still got the number 1 pick, dog. Fucking poverty.
Go off, though.
Hey, that's improvement, bro.
All right, man.
Shout out to Evan Neal.
Coach of the Year times. In my mind, I think there's 3 candidates.
Okay.
I'm gonna give my spiel real quick, man. Y'all can chime in.
Go ahead, black brother.
But I think there's 3 candidates this year. Three actual candidates.
If you don't say Mike Tomlin, I'm calling racism.
I'm not saying Mike Tomlin. Number 1,
yeah,
Matt LaFleur. I think he's probably the odds-on favorite to win it. Number 2 is Zach Taylor for what he's done with the Bengals this year. And number 3, I don't think the crowd's not going to like this because we're not in the playoffs.
Sean Payton.
It's got to be Sean Payton, man. No one went through what we went through this year.
Nigga, you know they're not going to give a coach of the year to a nigga that didn't even make the playoffs.
What do you mean nobody went through what you went through this year?
We got over 500. Our starting left tackle was gone for 7 games. Our left guard was gone for 11 games. Our center was gone for 4 games. Our QB2 missed 2 games. Our running back missed 4 games. Wide receiver 1 was gone for the year. Our other side Dean
basically
was gone for 6 games. Our first round pick DN, who was supposed to take his spot, was gone for 11 games. Winston was gone for 10 games. Callaway was the 7th option last year for our team in passing. He became our number 1 this year. Like, we had nothing. Deontay Harris came out of nowhere. We had the 4th best defense in the league. Like, come on, like, that's the coach of the year. I don't know, man.
Man,
you know the Raiders fired a coach and then one of their players murdered somebody 2 weeks later and they still made the playoffs.
You don't get that shit. Organize your locker room.
That coach brought that man together.
Undisciplined F team.
They murdered someone.
He brought those guys together.
Another nigga another nigga on their team was on GTA /IG Live with fucking big sticks. Had to cut him. They
Nigga got
They
the
ain't
Saints
got
road
that
guns.
shit.
they had a nigga get a DUI 4 days before a game to put
I
them
thought
in
it was
the
right
news.
after again. I thought he like went to the game. Like,
No, I'm
early
saying
on.
before the next game, but yes, they left. They got back to Vegas, and he was found
Yeah,
drunk in
that
the
nigga's
driver's
more
seat of his
deserving
car
of Coach
4
of
hours
the Year
later.
than Sean Payton. They went through
Fuck, Rich
turmoil.
Bisaccia?
Yes.
Yeah, he's
The
more
fuck
deserving
outta
than
here.
Sean Payton.
If you fire a coach mid-season and then you a star player on your team the next week murders someone and you make the playoffs, I think you got a better case.
We won a game
Oh,
with like
he brought them
26 people
together.
out on COVID. And Sean missed the
Doesn't.
game with COVID.
So only the Saints got to deal with COVID is what I'm hearing.
Yes.
Just all the other ones that I just listed. No one else. Like we missed basically our whole starting lineup, and we got down to our 4th string quarterback this year. Like,
Did you
come
lose the game with
on.
your 4th string quarterback?
No, he got pummeled by the Dolphins. But either way, shit was real, dog. We had to play Trevor Simeon for like I think 4 games this year. Like anyone that has to do that and still finish above 500, like come on.
I don't hate your case, and if you guys made the playoffs, I'd probably be more inclined to agree with you.
We endured, man. Shout out to Perky P, man.
Perky P.
Yeah,
you
man.
about to go see it? You about to go see his movie in theaters when it comes out later this year?
It's on Netflix. I'm gonna watch it on Netflix.
Oh, damn! I was hoping it came to theaters first. Maybe
No, I ain't going to do this. I don't even like Adam Sandler movies like that to keep it a buck, but so I'm gonna watch.
I haven't liked the Adam Sandler movies in a minute
since you became an adult.
I still haven't seen Uncut Gems. Yeah, once I became an adult, I kind of stopped fucking with his movies. Like he made that remote movie, and I was like, yeah, I'm out of here.
Yeah, they're great for like 10 to 16, 17-year-old boys, and then like 45-year-old white men that listen to Yacht Rock.
Yeah, right. You're gonna stop shitting on Yacht Rock. I feel like it's the second time you've done that. You gotta relax.
it's a hella funny category. I don't even hate the music. It's just a hilarious category, and I feel like when I say Yacht Rock, you know exactly the type of person I'm talking about.
Yeah, whatever. You talking about like avid Howard Stern listeners.
Everybody that was at that UGA game with the striped polo on with khaki shorts.
The Vineyard Vine Boys.
You know the vibes.
All
right.
Oh yeah, my dark horse MVP candidate too. So this is another hot. Do you guys have Coach of the Year takes?
No, I think Matt LaFleur is probably going to win it.
Yeah, I feel like they usually give it to because they got the best overall record this year, right?
Yeah,
probably been the best coach this year.
And having your quarterback last year say, "I don't want to be here anymore," and then get him into the MVP convo, even though he had COVID toes, probably a good case.
Yeah. No, yeah, it'll probably go to Matt LaFleur.
Probably be no doubt about it if we didn't kick their ass week 1, but you know, that's going to be tough for the voters to look over. I bet.
Dog, it's so funny that you mentioned that because that's like I kind of always mention how time changes your mind on stuff. Week 1 of the season, it was like, oh shit, okay, like Green Bay is done. Detroit's about to win the division, like they're out of here.
Yep. You know, Jameis was playing back on hollow ground in Florida, getting the power from like Tallahassee right over there. The crab leg god.
Oh my god, I forgot that game was in Jacksonville.
Yep.
Oh, I forgot about that. Shout out to that.
But so similar to what you're all talking about with Rich Bisaccia, that's talking about saying like Derek Carr got to be like a dark horse MVP candidate. I don't think like he's gonna win. I don't think he should win the award.
Yeah.
But I do think whenever they talk about like
he should get some mentions
this year, huh?
He should get some mention. I'd agree with that.
Yeah, at least like, just bring him up in the conversation. That's all.
Yeah, he finished top 5 in passing yards, and through like the first 4 or 5 weeks, he was in that conversation like pretty like healthily.
With all the pieces they missed and all the shit y'all just talked about that happened with that team, like for them to still make the playoffs, like come on.
Yeah,
no, yeah, they
for sure. I don't think he'll make it because he threw like 22 touchdowns to like 13 picks or something like that.
Picks. Yeah, it's not good.
Like his counting numbers aren't all that good, but honestly, like if your team, you got your team winning like that, it's kind of hard to not have an argument again with all the shit that we mentioned. Like that, I can't think of a worse season. Like like you guys missed 26 people due to COVID. I can't think of a worse season than the Raiders had this year. As far as like
that's hella people.
Their coach got like yeeted like right before a game, basically. Like they found out that they were gonna have a coach the next week, and then 2 weeks later, a player murdered someone. Like holy shit!
And then there was a never mind.
What?
Nothing. No, it'd be funny, but it's not funny today, so I can't do it. Never mind.
Well, you might as well just say it now.
No, my vote not. That's not how that works. So
put it in the chat.
Yeah, text it to me so I can see that shit.
Nah, there's a Zencaster chat. He could type right there.
I don't think. Where does that go?
This nigga said
Nowhere.
what?
You don't know that.
Oh
We've
my
never done it
God.
before.
Anyway, so that was.
Nah, you're a fucking
wait.
idiot.
Who's the MVP leaders right now? It's got to be Rodgers, right? Rodgers, Brady.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Rodgers about to get that shit. Yeah.
Hell yeah. The fuck?
He's only thrown like what 4 picks on the year too. Like, he's like 30
Yeah,
something
no, that's
before.
just a word. The fuck out of here.
Yeah, I see
No, I
something
was
like
just
2.
you were
the
reading
last
every
2
other
years, he's
list. I
thrown,
was
like
asking.
like
No, I'm
70
just
something
saying.
TDs and like 8
People
picks.
want to know.
Yeah.
Nah, yeah. Rodgers had.
If they give it to someone
bullshit
else,
year.
it's like, what the hell are you doing, dog?
It would literally be Brady.
I thought
like,
Brady
hey,
kinda
this
had
is
it
this
locked
your
up.
last one.
But
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, Rodgers is Rodgers the best player in football, period, right now? Like, he probably is, right? Like,
yeah.
I'm still gonna say
Oh
Aaron
my
Donald.
god. Yes, he is. Tyrell.
I'm still
shut
gonna
up.
say Aaron
okay.
Donald.
oh, okay.
Oh, I
As
thought
the
he was
best
going to say
overall
Herbert,
player.
but
No. I think Herbert might
I'll
be
take that.
the future, but like Aaron Rodgers had. I wish a fucking quarterback on my team could throw 4 picks in a year. Like just how we
Yeah,
praised.
I think Aaron.
Not we,
yeah,
but
nigga throws a
Trayvon did
pick
give
every 2
praise
months.
for throwing 11. Yeah, like he throws a pick once a month of the season. That's incredible.
That's ridiculous.
Like
I think Aaron. Go ahead.
He's just never given the ball up. So it's like Trayvon did giving your team 11 extra possessions. Aaron Rodgers making sure he doesn't ever give you an extra possession ever.
You think the gap from Aaron Donald as the best like interior D lineman to whoever is number 2 is bigger than the gap from Aaron Rodgers to whoever is number 2 at quarterback? Who's the second best interior D lineman? Like,
a lot of people would say like it was like Chris Jones from the
This year?
Kansas City.
okay.
Man,
Yeah,
they've been
I
saying
would
that the
say-
last couple of years. Yeah.
I'd say the gap's probably bigger than because I know like they show like all the awards Aaron Donald been running an award and like in a row, and then like him getting them PFF like number 1 grades and all that stuff for like 5-6 years or whatever they said.
Yeah, even when Aaron Donald doesn't win the awards that he should win, it's still like, yeah, but he's probably the best at that position regardless.
Yeah, so he's probably the single best player in football.
Yeah. But Aaron
importance
Rodgers is right there, I'd say.
Yeah.
2 or 3.
Both named Aaron. Look at that. Must be on to something.
Shut up.
Yeah.
I don't know. So the playoffs are finalized. At least the teams that are in. We didn't talk about this because we didn't talk about football. We didn't have a football show. So Oakland got in with a win over the Chargers. Tragic. San Francisco.
That loss was so tragic. I shit you not. I haven't turned on ESPN in a week. I haven't listened to any of my football podcasts. I was glad you guys didn't ask to do the Monday show because I wouldn't have done it. We lost in such a fucking like heartbreaking way. I haven't been that mad or sad in so long. Like Justin Herbert, I think completed 5 fourth downs on the final drive of the game to get us into overtime. He threw a touchdown on 4th and 21, and it was a fucking like laser through the middle of Mike Williams' chest, with 0 seconds left on the clock, like basically a Hail Mary to send us to overtime. And from all accounts now, going back, the Raiders, it got to tied in overtime with like 2 minutes left, and the Raiders were basically like, yeah, we're just going to run the clock out, tie the game, we both go to the playoffs, shit's gravy. And then we called a timeout, and now their coach and their quarterback were like, yeah, definitely changed our mindset after they called that timeout. And there's like, we called the timeout with like 51 seconds left. So like best case scenario, if we stop them, which we hadn't done all game, we hadn't been able to stop them. Yeah, like Jalen Richard converted a fucking 3rd and 23. Like it was disgusting. But like we hadn't been able to stop them. So best case scenario, we get the ball back with like 12 seconds left and can throw up a Hail Mary or tie. Like it didn't make any sense. I've never been so mad. Like it really seemed like our coach wanted to prove the point of like, I said we weren't going to tie, so we're not going to tie, which obviously a tie would have been preferred from all parties involved.
I'm gonna say that just flat out, the fact that they were considering tying this game should remove any conversation for Rich Bisaccia being a coach of the year. That was a suicide fucking move for them to just willingly go into Arrowhead like, oh fuck it, we'll do it, guys.
Nah,
Whatever.
yeah, that for sure. Like them having to not go to Arrowhead now has to feel fucking great.
No, yeah, I'm pretty sure they thought about that. Like, damn, we do kind of have some incentive to win this game. It's like that.
Kick
The
the
Chiefs
fucking
have
ball.
outscored us like 130-28 in our 2 games this year. Maybe
No, I
we
think
should
it was
like
130 to
like
28
points or something like that.
Yeah,
Didn't they 50 ball them like twice this year?
Yeah, it was like 45 and 50 or 51 and 45 or something like that.
Yeah, no, they 40 balled them twice, so they don't want to play them niggas again.
And twice in like 3 weeks.
Yeah. So.
Holy shit.
Hey, but you know, they say it's hard to beat a team 3 times in one season, though. Nah, yeah, but dog, that game was. I will say, like, we can talk about off-season shit later. I just can't. I'm actually excited for our off-season for the first time in like 8 years because we have money to spend finally.
Yay! All right, so San Francisco got in thanks to Matt Stafford just not being Stetson Bennett in the clutch.
Matt Stafford's so shitty, bro. It's incredible.
He's like selectively shitty.
Yeah, selectively when it matters, he's shitty.
Yeah.
Hey, but ain't that
not even true either?
Sometimes too.
Ain't that Clayton Kershaw's problem? Is that like he's hella nice until the playoffs roll around?
Or until yeah, he's nice all the time. But no, Matt Stafford is like that's not even. It's not even that he's shitty in the clutch because he has like the most like fourth quarter comeback game winning drives or whatever. Since I think it's like they said 2009.
Yeah, but he's had the most opportunities too.
Either way, like,
hey,
like you obviously have to have the most opportunities in order to have the most. That's a stupid thing to say.
If you because if you shoot 50%, like okay, yeah, you got 31 comebacks, but you've also thrown 89 picks in the fourth quarter. Like those
he was on the damn Lions like until this year. Like the fact that's probably all their wins was him doing game-winning drives.
That's true. I just know his ineptitude lost me money last week, and it looked like the Matt Stafford of old, and I don't like it.
Yeah, fuck him.
That's the gunslinger. Is what you get. I don't know. I was fairly upset just because we got sent home because of that. Not that we had any business being in the playoffs, but whatever.
Yeah, I'd rather see the 49ers.
And then because the Oakland won the game and Pittsburgh beat Baltimore, they actually got in, which it was looking like dire straits for them. Like, I don't know, like maybe 4 or 5 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Everybody's pretty sure the season was fucking.
It looked like dire straits for them in that game. They ended up winning by 3 in overtime.
Yeah.
Against Justin Tucker.
Big Ben's arm's gonna fucking come off trying to get the ball to somebody.
Did you see what he said?
It looks so bad when he throws it
about going to the playoffs. He said
we don't got a chance. Like so,
yeah, he said of the 14 teams that made it, we're probably number 14, and we don't have any chance to win. So let's just go out here and have fun. Najee Harris put that on. Najee Harris put that on his. Yes, Najee Harris screenshotted the quote and put it on his IG story. He said, "Nigga, what?"
Yo, what? Dog, you're lying.
Yes,
that rapist ass thing ain't say that shit.
Yes, he said we have no chance. So let's just go have some fun.
Why would you say that?
And I think I want to say
often though they said in their pressers like he just has like a really weird sense of humor.
Yes, that does sound like stuff I've heard from him throughout his career, like just kind of being overly negative about everything and then coming up winning. But I will say the Steelers are 12.5-point underdogs, so he's not wrong.
Well, I bet the over. Fuck it.
The over is 46.5.
Or no, like bet on them beating the spread that they don't lose by that much.
Yeah, for sure. 12.5 is a big ass spread. And I think the Chiefs are statistically like the worst team in the league against the spread because it's always like 10 to 15 points, and it's fucking hard to win by 10 to 15 points every week.
And big ass spreads be screwing you over.
Yes, like I mean, even like with his arm being fucking gone, like he was making good throws. It just took like a labor of effort for the ball to get to wherever it needed to go. Like if it was going 15 yards, like he's trying to throw it 70. Like it just looks fucking rough.
I've never seen a quarterback crow hop that much. That nigga looks like a center fielder every pass. That shit is disgusting.
Wow.
Yeah, I think they keep the game close. Like Pittsburgh playoff football, I think they keep the game close.
Yeah, I can see it. And I'm still, even though they were good down the stretch, I'm still not sold on Kansas City's defense.
I didn't put in all the rest of the other ones.
They finna fuck Ben Roethlisberger up.
Nothing else did anything else get decided like the last week, or was it just those teams?
It was just the seeding.
Bitch ass Colts didn't go to the playoffs.
Sheesh.
Oh yeah, y'all.
Oh my
shit,
god.
y'all might have cost Carson Wentz his job.
It can't be pretty. It can't be pretty.
Fuck him and his church guidance counselor merch.
Oh man!
And the fact that not like the Colts, everybody needed to win, right? Like all these teams needed to win, and the Colts went to play the worst team, and it wasn't like damn, like it was 6-9, and like it was just a real.
We beat their ass.
Like
we were in
Jacksonville beat the
game.
fuck out of them. Jacksonville beat the shit out of them. Like it was never close. It was never like, oh, okay, like this, they're about to turn it around. It was like pretty comfortably Jacksonville in control the whole time. That's
made no sense. I was like, bro, what is this? Why does this offense look like this? I was like, bro, like the Colts like a good ass team.
Allegedly.
Yeah, no, yeah. I thought they were gonna be like a matchup problems in the matchup. A bad matchup for teams in the playoffs.
I thought Jonathan Taylor would look like Derrick Henry when he plays you guys.
He's a fraud too.
Jonathan Taylor, yeah, it's nasty for him.
He had one long run towards the end of the game, but we kind of had him on else. And then Carson Wentz be playing straight too, but they just failed it in. I don't know what the fuck happened.
All right, so you guys want to pick the playoff games? Pick the winners.
Yeah, let me write these down.
So that was just hold on. Let's do the coach shit first, and then
okay,
we'll do that because I kind of had this like in the order of things were happening in the week. I know like the all pro shit and the league leaders is out of place, but yeah.
Shout out to Mike Tomlin, one black head coach.
I don't got the outline, so hit it.
All right. So Monday, a bunch of fucking coaches lost their jobs.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. Was his Black Monday been a thing, or is it just that name came up this year?
That's why do they call it black? Think about it.
All right. Yeah. All right.
A bunch of black men getting fired. Nah, just two.
Nah, Black Monday's a thing though. I wanted to let Jamal like cooking that for a second.
Nah, they've been calling it that.
So yeah, start with one of the black men, Brian Flores, gone to Miami after 3 years, 24-25 record.
On that real quick, I know I didn't like that he got fired, and I know Jamal didn't like that he got fired, but then I was reading, and I don't know how true this is.
Who liked that he got fired? If you go, both of you guys didn't like it.
I will tell you. So apparently he had like he really didn't fuck with Tua and had been like on a witch hunt for like if Tua said something bad about the coaching, he would like call him out about it in front of the team. He'd go to other players and like try to find out what Tua had been doing and saying. I don't remember all of it, but like him and Tua did not get along at all, and he was like OD being a dick to Tua, which I know is kind of, I'd heard the same thing when him and Kenny Stills were getting into it, like he was kind of being a dick. So it seems like this might have been a personality partially firing. Like obviously you're not good enough to be an asshole to people. So I think that makes a bit more sense because
an overly aggressive black man, huh?
Yes, just on-field performance. Just on-field performance, I would say that he didn't deserve to lose his job. But if all that other shit's true, then sure.
So Ian Rappaport reported that Watson wanted to go to Miami for Flores. Flores wanted a different QB. Greer, the GM who drafted Tua, and the owner Ross, who stopped the Watson trade because Watson couldn't settle his cases. They couldn't all coexist. So I think them getting rid of him means that Greer, the GM who's been there for 20 years, and Ross, the owner,
with Tua,
can all like go all in on Tua just because, like you said, like it was between Flores and Tua.
Did you just say they've had the same GM for 20 years?
Or he's like someone has been there for 20 years. I've read that.
That's a long time.
That's for how bad that team is. If that's true, that's fucking malpractice.
They've had like some decent runs and like what?
Yeah,
no, they haven't had decent runs. They've had like decent like 2-year stretches. And they're like 9 years apart.
Were they hella bad like that?
They had the one Wildcat year where they won 11 games, and I think they like had like.
I feel like even before that, like when they had like one of the Greasy brothers was like one of the quarterbacks. I feel like they weren't that bad.
Sir, that was like 2001. That's more than 20 years. Or that's exactly 20 years ago. Okay,
I remember the Chris Chamber days.
If your coach gets fired after 3 years, but the GM gets 20, that's incredible. Wow. That can't.
I mean, they've had some stinker years in that span. Their worst being a 1-15 season, but honestly, they have a lot of like 500, one game under 500, and a handful of like double-digit win seasons in that span too. So
Yeah,
I
I
don't
feel
know.
like
I guess that doesn't sound like something that keeps your job for 20 years, though.
They're pretty competitive. They just, I mean, one, they already weren't going to win the division every year. That was a promise. So
Yeah.
you're going for a wild card spot, and you figure like for most of this span, the AFC North was threatening to put 3 teams in, like guaranteed 2 most of the time. I don't know. Yeah, I could see it. Like you throwing. I don't know.
Yeah,
At the same,
and
I
you're
get
like
what
living in
saying, like,
Miami. You're not really stressed. Like, yeah, we all right. We
Yeah,
making
they
money.
finished-
Fuck it.
get
Keep that
along with the
nigga.
owner. Like the organization's making money and shit like that. Like
Yeah,
I don't know.
They went to the playoffs twice in the last 20 years, and they finished second or better 6 times in 20 years. I mean, I guess that's in their division. Sorry, not second overall. Like,
Yeah.
I guess I just feel like we've seen GMs get fired for so much less than that. That's what's shocking me is like nobody.
It all
lasts
depends on
20
the
years.
organization you're with, though, man. Like it ain't like it's not like there's an NFL rule for you have to fire your GM at this point. Like it's like you said,
sure.
they're a good brand. They're making money and like they're staying competitive most years. Like that might be all the owner wants. You never know.
Brian Flores' first year there, they had a negative 188 point differential. And
who was that quarterback? Was that wasn't who was their quarterback at that time?
Fitzpatrick.
Wasn't he good? I feel like Fitzpatrick be good every other year.
Yeah, he has like 5-6 game runs type shit.
No, it's when he's coming in for someone who got hurt. That's when he like turns up. When he's just like the starter through training camp.
It's not great.
I remember he was cool in Buffalo. Then he got like a little extension. That's where he just went to complete dog shit.
He was the starter coming in.
yeah, that's what it was.
All right. Next up was Fangio out of there in Denver. 3 years, 19-30 record. I didn't realize he'd been that bad.
He's been pretty bad. It's so hard for me to advocate. Like, again, obviously other shit be going on. It's so hard to advocate for coaches getting fired when like everybody knows your QB situation's not right and you can't really be good with no QB. Thing. Like he hasn't had even an average QB in the time that he's been there. So I don't know what the like expectation for success can be. Again, like other shit could be going wrong, but like their defense popped and that's what he was good at. And they just never had a quarterback. So they
brought him over there for that defense. Like, well, and defensive mind.
I think that excuse goes out the window when like you've expended so much capital on quarterbacks, being them picking Drew Lock and then them trading for Teddy. Like it's not like they haven't tried. And I just guessing, I could be wrong, but I'm guessing he wasn't just left in the dark on both of those decisions.
Sure. Well, I know they like said, and he kind of hinted that he does not like Drew Lock, didn't want to play him.
Well,
I think Drew Lock was definitely there before him. But yeah, Teddy, like bringing him in, I don't know what the fuck he expected from
2019.
I want to say he's 2018.
From
I think
Teddy Bridgewater.
Yeah,
like Teddy was. But it's like,
okay,
what do you really expect from Teddy Bridgewater? Like,
Fangio might not be the answer because I know there was questions about him being a head coach before he even got there. So like this may still be the right move.
Drew Lock's rookie year was Fangio's first year.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
Who was their other quarterback?
That's how he kicked it off.
He kicked it off, or Elway kicked it off? Because Elway
came to the QB, bro.
I don't think you just leave it all. Like you don't leave him out. Like you don't leave him out. You need to make sure the guy can coach this guy.
That might be the one. That might be the one organization I disagree with that on, because Elway kind of just takes whoever he wants.
That's fair. I'm going to assume it's more like the norm.
It's like, John, you were good, right? Can he do it? Yeah, sure. All right, bring him in.
Yeah, I don't think anybody was like, yeah, we should definitely trade up for Paxton Lynch other than fucking John Elway. Anyway, it don't matter.
I believe
it just be interesting. Wingstop. But yeah, it just be interesting when like these dudes get fired when it's like everyone like you're gonna get to him, but David Culley getting fired, like the team was just as good / bad as they were the year prior with a much worse quarterback situation. It seems weird to fire a person for that or fire them after that.
So third coach that was gone, Matt Nagy, 4 years, 34-31 record. But I don't. It's like
they were just kind of underperforming when he was there. Like they had like some good teams that you thought like they could make like some better playoff runs, but like he just never got to develop Trubisky. And,
Yeah. It's a hard spot to hire at. I feel like when you feel like you should have been more and you already were a winning team. Like,
and the expectations for him were hella high coming off of like being on Andy Reid's staff. So I think and they went to the playoffs. I think that first year that he was there. So for them to
that's because they had that historical defense. They were like the Jaguars, or the 2017 Jaguars that year, kind of. But like, remember how many turnovers they were getting? That's what Eddie Jackson would get a pick like every fucking game.
Khalil Mack had like 8 strip sacks.
Yeah, it's like, God damn.
But yeah, I'm sure
Danny
like
Trevathan was still nice.
Yeah, if his career was the reverse there, he's probably feeling a lot better. But to just get worse every year, not helpful.
Yeah, don't fuck this up, Chicago, because you can.
They will. We'll talk about this more later. Chicago doesn't have a first round pick, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, the Giants have it, right?
Yes. Where did they go from here?
You might want to go as Mike Zimmer, because if you're coming up short like the Vikings was, that's better than where you're at right now. So Mike Zimmer, 8 years, 72-56, 1 tie, gone out of Minnesota.
That seems like the proper firing. Like, hey man, we gave you ample opportunities with like really stacked teams, and you still.
What was the next step for them that he didn't get done?
I don't know, because I don't think there was any actual Super Bowl.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think they were ever going to Super Bowl, especially with Kirk Cousins at quarterback.
They had some good ass teams though. I could have seen them like
they have a good team right now, I think. But yeah, they just always kind of seem to be a little bit worse than they should be.
Like they kind of missed their window.
Kirk Cousins ain't
like when they
like a world beater, but that team should be better than they are with him at quarterback.
He's good enough to win a Super Bowl. That's for sure. Like,
yeah, I would agree.
You could win.
Yeah, he just kind of does it. He's kind of like in that Matt Stafford kind of realm. Like he puts up like good numbers, but I feel like there's just something lacking there.
Yeah, doesn't turn the ball
only
over.
One team can win the Super Bowl anyway, so like, it is what it is. But like, I don't know. Sometimes like Kirk Cousins had that game against the Bears when like all their damn secondary was hurt, and that nigga threw for like, what was it, like 87, 75 yards? Y'all remember that game?
Yep.
No.
Yeah, I kind of lost some faith in him. I'm like, bro, Eddie Jackson's not out there. You could throw some deep balls out there, bro. How the fuck you got 87 passing yards? And you got Justin Jefferson and Thielen out there.
Yeah, no, it's bad. No Judge, gone after 2 years, 10-23.
R.I.P. Bozo.
Hey, Twitter got him fired because they let him cook through Monday. They got to Tuesday, like, all right, never mind. We can't let this happen.
Pretty wholesome. Oh, man, go ahead.
He absolutely deserved to be fired after he had that like rant he went on where he was like, "Yo, I'm still getting calls from guys that used to play here, and they're mad that they didn't get to come back, or they want to be here. I'm getting calls from free agents, and guys in our locker room, they don't have golf clubs in front of their locker, and then they suspend a player 2 days later for having golf clubs in front of his locker, and then the last week of the season, they took a knee twice from within their own 10 or something like that, like."
We need space to punt.
Yeah, twice.
Nigga, when they ran the QB sneak on like 3rd and 9.
Yeah,
or some shit.
Hey, spacing the punt's fun, but like, goddamn, that looks like you're giving up. So yeah, he deserves.
Yeah, that shit looked illegal. I'm like, bro, this is.
And speaking of all-time bad passing performances, I think the game before that they had like -10 passing yards total because Mike Glennon threw 4 picks.
Elite White. Oh no, Mike Glennon. Never mind.
Elite White. Nah, I don't think he's played. Jake Fromm, I don't think he's played at all.
He got some snaps in. He had to.
He played.
I think
Fromm was playing last week.
Was he? Okay, I was about to say they kept mentioning him, and I never seen him actually.
The Elite White.
Yeah, playing. The Elite White's
he played in 3 games this year. He went 15-31 last week.
Oh, okay. 103 yards.
2 picks. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So they must have. I think it was against Philly where they had a -10 passing yards, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, that's horseshit. Get him out of here. R.I.P. Bozo.
I did see a good story about his though. Like, TMZ, like they put out this article like saying that he was like getting over the firing by like drowning himself like in pizza and beer and shit. But like in reality,
what?
No, it was
because
it was hella beer.
Yeah, they were like looking through like the hedges at his house or whatever, and saw him like with like a dolly of like beer and like probably 9 pizzas getting brought into the house or whatever. So they thought like he was just like trying to get over his sadness, shit like that. But the reality of it was like all of his assistants, all of his coaches that got fired like with him were over with their families, so they were just kind of having,
okay.
like
I saw the headline. I was like, okay, I'd drown myself in beer too. And then I saw the picture and it was like, this is clearly a party. Like there's 15 cases of beer here.
Thought that was nasty. Like that was nasty. Like of a guy trying to do his best as like his probably last day as a leader. So like
very corny.
You should have went on like that Dolphins coach.
I don't think he was trying to get fired. And he's actually the O-line coach for the 49ers right now.
Nice.
Hey, can't keep a real man down.
No, you can't. He really didn't do anything wrong, if you ask me.
Yeah, he was just being honest. He was pouring his heart out.
Sorry, you can't do narcotics in your workplace. That's just no. What are you doing in his marital life is like completely beyond control. You can do whatever you want there, but
the thing that'll piss me off the most about that video is he's doing coke in like an empty office. Like there's a desk, there's no photos, there's no computer, there's no notebook.
No, keep that baby.
Like, I miss you. I'm like, bro, what's wrong with you? Why are you doing this?
If you've ever done coke, you'd be wide open like that too.
This nigga, man, that was a funny time. Shout out to him. He's a legend.
Before we incriminate anybody further, the next firing was David Coley out of Houston, 1 year, 4-13 record.
I don't understand that unless there was something else going on. Which maybe there was. We obviously aren't privy to all of it, but to go have the same record with Davis Mills as the team prior to you had with Deshaun Watson, like that obviously wasn't ever going to be a good team. And you basically, the quarterback you thought you were going to have starting the season got hurt immediately because Tyrod Taylor always gets hurt. I don't know what the expectations were, and I'm not sure like who they bring in next year that's going to get them to 6 wins or 7 wins or whatever. Like, that would be interesting.
I think that's we talked about this earlier, but like that's what the Houston fans were saying, that this was bound to happen because he was doing like no coaching at all. It was all the coordinators doing the coaching, and they signed him to a 2-year guaranteed deal, which meant that like they never had long-term plans for him, which honestly thinking about it, like I don't hate that, like because you don't, just because like you need a coach because your last one wasn't it, you doesn't mean you have to commit all in on somebody that offseason. Like you might not find that person right away. So it's like, what do you do if that's the case? You do a deal like this and like you bring in a bunch of coordinators who you feel like are talented, but probably not head coach material, with a guy who's going to let them kind of run things more than they normally would get to. You basically have a year-long audition of people. And if none of those work out, then you still can hit the open market like everybody else. Because like now you can pick from Mike Zimmer, Matt Nagy, Brian Flores, Vic Fangio, or if you just really want to do another one of these, sign Joe Judge for 2 years.
That's a good point. Like, had Fangio been a head coach before Denver? He was just always the defensive coordinator,
right? He was
a
D coordinator for a long time.
Yeah, so like having these guys who you're like kind of unsure about come in, see how they do for a year, and if it don't work out, just kind of get rid of them. Not the worst strategy, I don't think.
Yeah, you don't gotta like change the direction of your franchise entirely on someone that you like only picking because they're what's available. Like, find your guy. Especially like it's the Texans, like as devoid of talent as they are. You're in no rush. Find your guy. Keep getting them draft picks.
I don't know if they're devoid of talent. They're better than the Chargers, who have some talent.
They're better than the Chargers.
I mean, they beat us.
Won.
Vic Fangio was the first D coordinator for the Texans.
Rex Burkhead's definitely better than Austin Eckler.
Yeah, they re-upped Rex Burkhead immediately. They gave him like a 2-3 year deal.
Brandon Cooks over Mike Williams, probably. Actually, that's probably real.
That's probably real, or damn close.
Yeah,
it's probably close.
Brandon Cooks is more consistent.
He gets out.
He have another 1,000 yards.
Yeah, I would love Brandon Cooks on our team over Mike Williams right now.
I don't know if he got to 1,000. I feel like he might have missed some time with COVID. Or
he missed quite a bit of time this year. I doubt he made it.
I wonder if he's a free agent. Oh, that'd be a good pickup for anybody. That's a talented dude. All right, and to cap off the firing, there was a Reddit thread on what was the most undeserving coach firings of all time, and I was absolutely blown away at some of this shit, dude. Like, there's some bad ones. So George Seifert, who was Niners head coach, he was let go. Oh, y'all thinking Seifert from Ballers? So.
Yeah, hell yeah.
He was let go for a 12-4 season with a 98-30 overall record and 2 Super Bowl wins with the Niners, and Mariucci is the one who replaced him. Yep.
What did he do?
Nuts. I don't know, but they had him at the day that Mariucci got hired. Like Seifert was standing next to him, just looking salty as fuck.
His overall record's 114-62, 10-5 in the playoffs. Did he never coach again? What the fuck?
I would probably give up on this shit too. Like y'all hate.
He was the first head coach of the Panthers from 1999 to 2001. He won 5 Super Bowls, 3 as an assistant coach, 2 as a head coach. Holy shit!
Damn.
Marty Schottenheimer got it bad twice.
After 14 and 2 seasons, right?
Yeah. He got fired from the Browns after they made the playoffs all 4 seasons he was there, including 3 divisional titles. And then obviously the Chargers fired him after a 14-2 season because he lost in the divisional round.
I kind of get why they would do it. I think we had the number 1 offense and number 1 defense and lost in the first round, or didn't make the playoffs, or lost in the first round, or something like that. But like,
yeah,
you made the playoffs if you had the number 1 offense and the number 1 defense.
We've been chasing that fucking high ever since. Like, we haven't had like a consistently competent coach since we fired him. Like, Brandon Staley might be the closest thing. It's way too early to tell. Nothing close.
Way too early.
Yeah.
I guess this right here says Marty has twice as many head coaching jobs as losing seasons. He's had 4 head coaching jobs.
Jesus fucking Christ.
21 years of coaching.
Jesus Christ.
Yep.
Shout out to legend. Did he die like recently?
Yeah, he died in February.
Yeah, Marty's gone.
Yeah.
Damn. R.I.P.
R.I.P.
Jim Harbaugh, 4 years, no losing record, 3 NFC Championship appearances, 1 Super Bowl appearance.
By the time you leave in there, his whole team didn't like him. That one is a little more deserving.
It wasn't. No, I guess it was Jed York and Balky. That's who didn't like him.
That's what it was. He was beefing heavy with them. That's what it was.
Yeah. So they fired him. He went to Michigan.
Fire Balky.
Turned them into a powerhouse. And I guess like he turned Stanford into a powerhouse as well. I didn't know that they were struggling before he went there.
Michigan. I wouldn't call Michigan a powerhouse right now.
Look at the record before him.
They're better. They're better.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
That's
kind of what a good coach is supposed to do.
Oh yeah, I'm not arguing that he's a good coach. Powerhouse is just a big ass word.
I think it's apt. Like they're one of like the most dominant like teams in football, in college football.
Okay, yeah, sure. Okay,
they were one of the biggest brands before him. That's absolutely correct.
Sure,
he didn't make the brand, but Jimmy Johnson, obviously. Someone put Marty in here again. Marty's in here like 20 times.
4 jobs, unjustly fired from all of them.
It's Marty and Jimmy all the way fucking down.
Goodness gracious.
Holy shit. Dwayne Casey was named NBA Coach of the Year.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Later. No, that happened to George Karl, too. Remember, he won Coach of the Year and he got fired?
George Karl is a fucking dick. That's why they fired him.
I feel like Dwayne Casey shouldn't be on that list because they won a championship next season without him. I don't know.
Yeah, but he didn't have Kawhi Leonard though either.
Sure he did. I understand. I am aware. But if you get fired, like with Mark Jackson, if you get fired and your team wins it all next year, I don't even really care what moves they made. Like you weren't necessary there.
Oh my god! All right,
I feel like these brothers could have did the same thing. Yo, fuck George Karl.
Yeah, you can eat a dick.
Okay.
Waiting for Ghost Rider to pay him a visit.
Wow. Do your picks.
You know, you know.
Oh yeah, you guys want to do the picks? All right. So let's get it. Tomorrow, Saturday, first game of the day, we got the Raiders going to Cincinnati. Cincinnati's 5.5-point favorites. Over under a 48.5. I think I'm gonna take Cincinnati, and they probably win by more than 5.5. I think probably win by a touchdown.
I think I like the Raiders to cover, kind of low key.
Wait, we're doing the wins, or what are we talking about now?
I'm picking the winner, and I think they will also cover. Jamal just didn't listen.
I like the Bengals to win though.
You just don't think they'll cover the 5.5.
I think the Raiders will cover though.
Gotcha. What about you, Blake?
I'm putting these down on my phone. I'm playing this shit tonight. After this, I'm going to Emerald Queen. So,
Las Vegas to win it, man.
You like them to win?
Damn, you think
on the road?
Yeah, keep hope alive. Because we're talking about Joe Burrow's most sacked quarterback in football this year. Raiders got.
Oh yeah, the the fearsome threesome can wreak havoc and ruin the game plan.
The forbidden threesome. What?
The forbidden threesome? Wow, that's crazy.
Why is it? It's not forbidden.
That's what Tyrell just said. I didn't say it.
Wow.
I just.
All right, so you guys, okay, Blake got the Raiders. All right, so the second game tomorrow, New England goes to play the Bills. The Bills are 4.5-point favorites. And I think I like the Bills to win, but New England to cover.
I like New England to win.
It's hella hard to pick
Bills
against.
To cover too.
It's hard to pick against New England in the playoffs. Like, I just feel like Bill's going to get at least one. I don't really see him getting bounced in the first round. I also just think the Bills are the better team. So, I could go either way on this one. It's in Buffalo.
Oh, does that matter? Is that one of the ones that it matters?
It's very raucous there. I think it could matter.
Yeah, Benny the Butcher gonna be there.
But so the last time that they played in Buffalo was that game where it was like 90-mile-an-hour winds and shit. So we didn't really get a great look at them.
Well, the weather's supposed to be bad tomorrow too.
I'd imagine.
We're getting snow here. Matter of fact, man, I was on the road today. Nice. They're putting the de-icer down everywhere, dog. Like,
I wish they de-ice here. It was icy for fucking 2.5 weeks when it snowed.
They're probably not gonna do shit because this is just specific.
Yeah, like you had to work in it. Shut up.
I didn't have to because they didn't ice the roads.
I almost killed myself at work.
I wish you would have, bitch. God damn.
Whatever. Son of a bitch.
All right.
But yeah, I like the Bills, and I think the Bills cover.
Are we tracking our takes?
Oh yeah, I'm keeping track of mine.
Oh, good for you. How about everybody else's?
No, I have it on. I don't care. We can listen back. I'll go back and listen to the show later. And
if all these hit, man, I'll shoot y'all.
You always only think about yourself.
I've been saying that for 25 weeks.
As long as it's been legal, he has been saying it. Yes.
No, before allegedly.
What the pod parlay would have covered last week if we'd have played it like with the spreads? It would have covered.
I did play it with the spreads. No, the Chargers lost.
What was the damn, really?
I had the Chargers -3. They ended up losing.
Oh shit! I thought. Oh, never mind. That's just.
Yeah, but they would have hit otherwise. It was only 5 to win 35 unless I would have taken the Raiders, which I obviously didn't. All right, Sunday, the Eagles go to Tampa Bay as 8.5-point underdogs. This is a pretty big spread. I like Tampa to win, and I like Philly to cover just because I think Tampa's like their calling card on defense have been stopping the run, and they haven't been doing that as of late. And Philly, all they can do is run. So I could see probably. I don't know. No, I think Jordan Howard's back. They had Boston Scott. They had fucking Corey Clement. They dusted 2016. They dusted him. Oh, nah. I know they brought Richard Sherman back off the IR. I don't think they lost.
He about to get them fucking baked. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside.
Exactly. Nah, J.J. Arcega-Whiteside looked like shit last week. Speaking of
last week.
What you sure about that?
In specific, yes, last week. In his life, also yes, but in specific, last week.
You're sure about to have Arcega-Whiteside in hell.
You're like, look, guys, I can still do it. Like, no, he got in that game.
I got Tampa.
Yeah. I want to see.
What is it?
I want to see.
They got 8.5.
Ain't no way.
Yeah. I wouldn't be super shocked. Yeah, I think that's a lot. I think
I can see them winning by like 10 or something.
You wouldn't be super shocked if the Eagles beat Tom Brady, who led the league in passing yards and touchdowns. Like Tom Brady,
yes,
plays one of the best football of his career. Tom Brady,
because he has one kryptonite: bad quarterbacks.
I feel like Hurts is like a tab above his bad.
Good. Hey, if Philly's smart, they'll start Gardner this week.
Oh my God, Gardner in North Florida.
If Gardner beat Tom Brady, we'd have to drag Tonio out of the fucking grave to come back and talk to us. All right, the next game. This is probably the game I'm looking forward to the most. San Francisco going to Dallas as 3-point underdogs. Over under a 50, so they're expecting a shootout, which I don't know about, but I think that'll be a real good game. I'm picking San Francisco to win.
Hey man, I got a question.
Yes. I got the 49ers too.
I feel this is getting like billed like this whole week is like it's going to be this big game, competitive game, and all that stuff like that. Just looking at the records alone, right? Like one team had to fight for his life to get into the playoffs, the other team didn't. Why are the Cowboys seen as like equals to the Niners?
I don't think the Cowboys, at least not of late, have been playing their best football. They obviously dropped 50 on the Eagles. And the Eagles were playing all their backups. So like that's not a great one to point at.
Yeah, I guess no backups. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, like I don't know. Like Dallas,
no NFL players.
Dallas hasn't looked just crazy dominant to me this season. They've had dominant stretches. They just haven't looked that good. And I think what Dallas does well, San Francisco can stop. And what San Francisco does well, Dallas isn't super built to stop. Like San Francisco runs the ball really well, throws in a lot of trick stuff. I think they can take advantage of someone who's going to be overly aggressive like Trayvon Diggs or overly aggressive like Micah, like throwing some misdirection stuff and kind of hit them for a couple big plays. And I think, I think it's just maybe the worst matchup in the playoffs for Dallas.
That's just interesting to me.
Yeah. On paper, Dallas should be much better. I just think this is the worst matchup for them, other than maybe the Cardinals in Dallas, because Kyler's never lost in Dallas.
I didn't know that.
All right, high school, college, and NFL, he's never lost in that stadium.
I think I'm going to pick Dallas to win just because I feel like it makes sense that they should win, but at the same time, it's like I don't feel confident in that, like at all. Like,
like there could be a world where like San Francisco just pounds the rock for most of the game and just doesn't let them get on the field that much, and like plays good defense when they do get on the field.
That's a really good team that just needs to find like their best 4-game stretch right now.
Yep,
like that's it.
And with their coach,
I can see this game going either way.
Same, yeah. With Mike McCarthy like being so suspect with like his clock management stuff and like some of the decisions he makes, like I just don't feel confident in that unit. Would I be shocked if they win by 10? Absolutely not.
Let me get the Niners because I want to see that meltdown. Because everybody's like going to be home Monday, which means we can watch Undisputed on Monday. And
oh my god,
I gotta see that.
Oh no, Skip might not show up to work.
Skip better not show up to work.
And if Dallas loses on Sunday, Twitter is going to be the
Dak
best.
isn't bad in the playoffs though.
Dak has looked like good all season. Nothing like crazy before last
chaos. Year. That's what I'm picking.
And we love chaos on this podcast.
Yeah.
All right, so we all picked San Francisco. All right.
Wait, what was the over under or who's
50 and a half is the over under. Dallas is 3-point favorites. I like the under in that one. All right, so Pittsburgh going into Kansas City as the worst playoff team. They are 12.5-point underdogs. I think Kansas City. I don't know if they cover. I don't know if they cover or not, but I think they walk away with this game pretty easily.
Yeah, you was talking about how Green Goblin was like slamming Spider-Man through the floors and shit like that.
They're gonna do that to them.
Not that the Chiefs need a get right game, but this feels like that. Like, okay, let's find our our little groove this week. People have been questioning us all season. Let's get in our mood.
I don't want them to do Mike Tomlin dirty though.
I don't think they will. It'll be a 6 to 8 point loss. Like I don't think it'll be that crazy.
I think Andy Reid might get into his fucking freaky play bag like of the shit. Like, I was watching the 1952 NFL championship game where they did this one.
That's my favorite thing about a really good NFL coach. Like watching Bill Belichick just do shit that doesn't make sense, or watching Andy Reid like when they first started rolling out the like underhand pitch pass to Travis Kelce in the middle of like whatever that fucking goal line play they run. I love seeing shit like that.
Dog, I just got reminded this week that he had a son OD at practice. All right, training camp.
Oh yeah, he had a son OD at training camp, and then he had another son fucking paralyze a 5-year-old driving drunk. Andy Reid might not be a good parent, but he's a great coach.
Sean Payton would never.
What your kids do as adults, that shit don't count. Reflect.
Sean Payton would OD himself.
It does. You employ them and keep them around your place of work. It does.
Yeah, he employed them so he could keep them nearby, and still fucked up.
Points were made. You got me that time.
Yeah, man. All right.
Yeah, everybody got Kansas City.
Yeah, Kansas City.
Yeah. And then the last game of the week on Monday, which I think the NFL kind of fucked up for putting this on Monday. Arizona Cardinals go to LA to play the Rams. And this I'm taking the Cardinals. This has fucking Matt Stafford implosion all over it. The Cardinals are 4-point underdogs. The over-under is 49.5. I'm taking the Cardinals to cover, obviously, to win and hit the over.
Nah, they gonna get Kyler Murray little ass out of here, bro.
I think I'm going with the Rams, bro.
All right. I'm taking the Cardinals.
AJ Green done used up all the little bit of juice he had left. He ain't going.
DeAndre. You know what? If DeAndre Hopkins isn't back, I'm changing my mind because
he's not playing. Like, ain't he on like IR or some shit like that now? Like, he's done. I thought they shut him down.
They've been like, oh, look at AJ Green do all the shit he used to do. Like, no, bitch.
Yeah. He will not return this week. Okay, never mind. I'm picking the Rams. That passing offense looks awful. No, they got Buda Baker. He better lock him down. All pro.
No, I think that game will be close, but I think I like the Rams though.
Okay.
Shout out James Conner.
Who's the favorite for that game?
The Rams are 4-point favorites, which home field advantage automatically gives you 3. So.
Oh yeah. That's true.
All that means is Vegas is cowards. Or not Vegas. Or whose odds are you reading? Is that Vegas? Or is it the same things?
Bet MGM. Yeah, Vegas.
Okay.
Yeah. Which, I mean, Dallas is basically only favored in this game because they're at home. If they were on the road, they'd be 3-point underdogs in their game.
Wait, Dallas in the Niners game?
Yeah, Dallas is 3-point favorites, but home field advantage gets you 3 points right away. So
they're basically because they know they're frauds. I think it's like a goddamn ACC football team or some shit, or like a Big 12 football team. Like, you could probably get to like the last couple weeks of the season with like a crazy ass record, and then you play some comp finally, and that shit falls apart because they get to play the NFC East like for most of the year. So
I don't have the number in front of me, but I think they went undefeated in the NFC East, so they got 6 wins out of there, and then 5 wins against the rest of the league.
Like, man,
kind of mid every
frauds. Sorry, Dallas fan. Well, sorry, Devontae and Juwan. Rest of y'all go to hell.
Fuck the Cowboys. All right, and that is all the games. So we shall see. It should be a fun week. There's not really a game that I don't want to see. All these games should be pretty good.
So Giannis about to get back-to-back MVPs though.
What?
Or no, sorry, my bad.
Jokic ain't winning MVP this year, man.
He's not.
He's worthy of it.
Back-to-back trophies.
Hey, it's possible.
With the way the Nets look, it's very possible.
Fuck the Warriors up.
Yeah. Nah, the Bucks look good, and they're like finally getting healthy and like starting to get their shit together. So I don't hate it at all.
They had a 39-point lead at the half, and the Warriors only scored 38 points.
That's disgusting.
God damn.
Yeah. The Warriors have looked damn good though. Clay looked decent in his first game back. Had a dunk, put one on somebody's head.
Oh, he did. Yeah, shout out to Klay Thompson, man, coming back, man. Yeah. That was a long road.
It was.
Man, they've been gone for like 2 years.
Yeah, the Michael Thomas vacation. We're gonna miss boat Clay videos though. That shit was fun.
We might not. You never know. It's just how he gets to the game now.
Oh, I guess he said he does commute by boat.
That's hella tight. Hey, did you guys want to talk about, since except for the teams that are in the playoff, the NFL draft order is finalized? Do you guys want to talk about any of that?
Oh yeah. Look, the first 18 picks are locked, right?
This your season, ain't it? Right here, Jamal. Guide us through.
So yeah, the Jags.
I think all you niggas in here got top 18 picks too. We can all talk about it.
Hey, so that'll make our live show fun this year, right? So the Jags have 1, right? And then none of our teams pick. And then Philly right now has 15, 16. The Chargers have 17. The Saints have 18. If Philly loses in the first round, they'll also have 19. So that'll be we for sure got 4 straight pod picks, maybe 5, depending on what Philly does.
Oh, his ass better get back in here for that.
Oh, he will. We gonna put that motherfucker on a potato if we got to.
Yeah, I'm gonna just run down on him with the phone on live, like, hey,
Jamal,
I'm in Portland.
Where you think Jacksonville's going number 1? Where you think?
Oh, I want us to take Evan Neal. Yeah, I want that tackle out of Bama.
Nice.
That's a big boy. Big man. Sorry, boys. Sorry.
Oops. Yeah. I saw that video of him having Kayvon Thibodeau in hell. I was like, oh, yeah, man, let's go.
That video where he's like, "Hey, I was killing him in the open." It's like this nigga clearly lied. He was getting washed.
Yeah, dude, I see he's like 6'7", 6'8" or something. He looks big as hell.
Me and Blake were talking about him next to Jordan Davis, and Jordan Davis looked like the biggest player I'd ever seen until he stood next to him.
Yeah,
like
dude.
a normal person.
Yeah, I saw that. Jordan Davis is fucking ridiculous. He's probably gonna be like a top. Is he entering the draft this year?
Yeah, he is, and I see him going anywhere from like 4 to 20. Like,
yeah,
they have him kind of all over the place.
He might getting that like Terrence Cody like concerns probably where it's like you're big and you might be too big. Like
Terrence Cody looked like just like big though. Like
Jordan Davis can move. That boy be moving.
Yeah,
I hope he's not Terrence Cody. Terrence Cody.
Something's going on though, obviously, right? Like, do you all see like how dominant Jordan Davis was? But if that's not guaranteed like top 5 or something, then something else is going on, and these people are looking at them a lot more than we are. I don't know.
That's very true. Yeah. Whoa, hold on. I'm looking at Tankathon's mock draft, and they don't have him in the first round. Yeah. Oh no, sorry. They have him at 24. They have him going 24, which is still very low.
He's got to have like some fucked up measurable or something, or maybe it's just like some low effort plays in there or something.
After all, like the people do their pro days and combines and all that stuff, like we'll probably get a better grasp of all that stuff.
Oh yeah. But let's see. Hold on.
We shall see. The Giants, I know. So the
Giants and the Jets both have 2 top 10 picks.
Yeah, the Jets pick 4, the Giants pick 5, and then the Giants pick again at 7, and the Seahawks gave up their pick, so the Jets pick up 10 or pick 10.
Good Lord.
Being Chicago or Seattle right now has to feel so shitty. Like the other teams that gave up their picks is Miami and Indy, and they both kind of feel like they have enough talent to figure something out. Seattle and Chicago are like so.
Seattle gave up their first round pick for a safety though that doesn't get interceptions. At least like when the Bears did it, they did it to get their future QB that they see something in. So I can understand that, like
for sure.
They got to do something big this offseason though in Chicago. Like he said, with the lack of picks, them being out of head coach now, them being a team that, I mean, what was the record this year?
They went 6-11.
6-11. Okay, so
in a division with the team that won 3 games.
Ay, Dios míos. Oh, yeah. Holy shit.
Yeah. And Minnesota won 8 games, so it's not.
You can't mess this up. They put the capital out there to get their franchise quarterback. You still have an elite edge defender on the other side of the ball and a great inside linebacker.
And a great safety.
Do you still have Allen Robinson for a year, or is he out of there?
He's out of there.
He's not coming back. People are saying he gave up on them this year.
Yeah, they were breaking out a lot of their plays, and it looks like he does not want to be there. But I know before Allen Robinson was part of it, but I know before this year you said like they were the only team that was capped out and didn't have a quarterback because I think all of their cap is tied up.
Yeah, it was them and the Giants. The Giants are in that spot too, where their money's like fucking gone, and I think 60% of the cap's across 3 players or something like that.
Yeah, that they said they spent like $40 million and a first round pick on Kenny Golladay and Kadarius Toney, and neither of them had a touchdown this season.
Yep. So you have to for the Bears, like you have to find a guy who gets what you have on the roster already, like understands it and can work with it, and like that's what he wants to go with. And then also like whatever money they can make to go spend on somebody else, like they need to make sure that happens on the right people, like because I don't know, this could go bad real fast.
Oh yeah. Sheesh. Yeah, a lot of teams are going to be picking kind of high. Or Cleveland got the 13th pick. Baltimore got the 14th pick. So some of these teams that like Baltimore, if they get healthy and picking that high, they could for sure make some moves next year.
Yep. Yeah.
They're going to draft Jordan Davis.
That seems like a Baltimore thing to do. It probably will work out.
And he's going to be fucking filthy.
Yeah.
Calais Campbell. That's going to add some years on the Calais Campbell, so he's not getting like double team and stuff no more.
Tankathon has them take
together.
Yeah, that's 2 big niggas.
Tankathon has them taking the inside linebacker from Iowa, but right ahead of Nakobe Dean, who I think is probably after his national championship performance, he's probably going to jump up a little bit.
Yeah, they said he just entered the draft. So yeah, no, he's out of there.
Yeah,
will be interesting to see for sure.
Well,
the Raiders
yeah,
are not the Raiders. The Ravens are definitely going to take that Jordan Davis thing. That's going to be hilarious.
that's going to happen.
What if he's... Yeah. I wonder what, like, the teams with the 2 top 10 picks, I wonder what they're going to do. I guess, like, what?
Trade you would trade the Jags for the number 1.
That'd be awesome. No, I want that tackle.
They still got Jamison Williams at number 13 to the Browns on PFF.
He ain't going that high no more.
He might. He was good
You
enough.
think so?
That knee went.
It didn't look great. Jalen Waddle got hurt and he still went hella high. Or he got hurt right before. Yeah, so I feel like with a guy that good, like he'll probably still go high.
Yeah, Jalen Waddle did get... Yeah, but he didn't tear it.
No, he had like a foot injury. He had a foot injury.
Yeah,
this seems like a big wide receiver. There's a lot of talented dudes, looks like, in this draft.
There is. I love how at the beginning of every year, it's like, this is going to be one of the worst drafts. And then by the end of the year, it's like, God damn, there's a lot of good players. It might be a bad quarterback draft, but every other position got some players, especially on defense.
I think that kind of dictates the quality of the draft, though, as the quarterbacks. That's like the single
sure.
most important position in sports, period. So it's kind of a big deal.
Yeah. And most of these teams in the top need a quarterback. I'm so interested to see what happens with Deshaun Watson this year.
Oh, my God.
I can't wait.
USFL. Are y'all watching the USFL? You turn the USFL pod?
I don't even know what that is.
All right.
that's coming back.
Yeah. Man, they did this update thing. I was just reading stuff on ESPN. They were talking because I guess the WNBA off season's right now, but they were talking about like how much cap space some of the teams have. And
$2,500.
No, it'd be more than that. It's like hundreds of thousands of dollars. But they have a lot of player movement. And then
for real?
Yeah.
Well, there's only like 10 locations.
Well, it's because like their cap space is so small. So teams like will like draft somebody and just like flat out not sign them. And then like the Storm are dealing with like Sue Bird said she's coming back. But obviously she can make whatever the biggest number you can make in the WNBA. She's like can earn that because I think they have the same thing with the NBA. It's like where years in like you can make more money and shit.
Sue Bird is still playing, bro. I remember she came to our school in elementary.
She's been playing forever, bro.
Jesus Christ, bitch, hang it up.
She's still kind of nice.
She's like on a contender.
Is she still hooping? Is she still good?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, she's like a starting point guard for still, so she's serviceable.
Okay. If she's still serviceable,
I mean, it's not like athleticism matters much in that league. Like, not that it doesn't matter at all, but like, it's not like losing a step is gonna do that much to you like it would in the NBA.
Yeah.
she didn't lose any explosion. She could still pass the ball. She good.
Yeah. She better keep getting them puss ass checks as long as she can.
Anything else?
I regret
what was the?
I don't know what you thought was gonna happen when you started talking. What did you think was gonna happen?
What was that rookie chick Sally? Her shit's like 80-something thousand.
More than we make now.
Oh, so hold on, man. That was
Sabrina Ionescu, whatever. I think, dude, I swear her rookie salary was like $83,000. I mean, I think I close. I think I might have made
70 something. It's 70 something. It has to be because like they were saying like
they increased it.
Asia Wilson. Because she's coming up for free agency on the Las Vegas Aces, and so now she's finally about to be getting like $140,000. I think is like their max or whatever.
190 is the max.
90.
Okay,
I think
190.
190. Okay,
that's dope.
The rookie minimum is $58K.
Ouch. And they still have to sign back like Liz Cambage and like a bunch of other people who were like key to them being like a title contender like 2 years ago. Yeah. And Bill Laimbeer had them fucking cooking. I didn't realize he was their coach, but he's the one who's like going away, and that's who Becky Hammond's taking over. Honestly, it's kind of interesting. I just hope. I mean, not that it matters. They don't have to do anything that I say, but I just really hope they like get past 720p. I know I only paid $20-something for the league pass, but that was fucking brutal.
Yeah, my webcam is better than that. We can all pitch in.
Yeah, we gotta do better, dog.
Shout out to the WNBA, man. So when's their season start?
They're a summer league, I feel like, aren't they? I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I never see their free agency stuff, and I complained about that a few years ago. That like you like that's a big part of the NBA thing. Like, right, we care about like player movement, like what's going on. Like they call it F5 season on Reddit because like when free agency opens, everybody will see what's going on. But it's like there's none of that with the WNBA. It's like they whoever is responsible for covering the league does them zero favors by like how they report their news and information. Like it's just it doesn't make it to the same channels for whatever reason. I don't know.
And it's funny because I feel like they could like artificially make that like just go find you a really good reporter and leak them shit like Woj, because that's the best part about like Woj and Shams is like they get news hella quick.
Come on, cut the shit.
No, but
cut
you got to do something. They got to do something different than what they're doing now. Is what I'm saying. Like,
WNBA leagues. Ooh.
Most people, I mean, that's Draymond was talking about that on the Throw and Bone show because they had Chini Ogumake on there, because he's always been like a big advocate for them and like their game and everything.
WNBA leagues.
But he was saying like the thing is like with the NBA, it's like everybody knows the stories of these players and like nobody knows the stories of WNBA players, and so like you have to get those stories.
Jumping rope.
Endeared to the
no,
stories.
I'm playing. I'm joking. But no, you're right though. Yeah, we need to learn more about them.
The attention and traction comes with it because that's like what kind of helped the NBA boom was like the social media era, us having access to these players, and like since they're like kind of all celebrities just because there's so few jobs inside that league and their faces are out there. You can tell.
I guess like more player fan interaction and shit. So I guess like more than women need to make OnlyFans is what you're saying.
No, I mean he was saying like people don't even realize like Diana Taurasi's like from LA, like that's not something that's like really talked about. But like there's a story there. It's like, but that's like one of their best players, and that's like not like a well-known fact. It's like they don't do a good job of selling the narrative, and that's like it's on the players themselves. It's on the people that cover the game. It's like it's a whole thing. But in order for because the conversation was like they should be paid more. In order for that to happen, like you got to get the attention there, and like that's a big part of the attention with the NBA beyond just the product on the court. It's like there's always narratives going on the court too, so it's like you got to get the narratives out there.
We get to watch hella E60s every year about like some random 8-man football team in Iowa. They could throw a couple in about the WNBA and people would fucking watch.
Yeah, I mean, just like every single NBA player was like the coldest dude to ever play in their high school gym. Like this is the same thing with these WNBA players. It's like tell that story of like when Sabrina Ionescu like probably put 45 on I don't know Hood River High School. Like
oh yeah, that sounds great. I'd definitely watch that.
All right,
I don't think you're the target audience.
Yeah, I mean, if there's people it's never going to work for, and that's perfectly fine. But it's like it's more sports.
Nah, man, I'll check out some of that shit. Now you got a point. Like I guess like that shit can help.
Yeah, I mean, like right now, golf is about to have their Drive to Survive thing, their version of it on Netflix, like with the Formula One where they follow him for the whole entire season. Golf is having one coming out here soon for that exact reason, to sell the narrative of the players to get more people interested in the sports, because that's what gets people going. Like it helped Formula One, it helped golf, it helped the WNBA, like it helped fucking anything. Like Hard Knocks is a big part of that. All or Nothing, that was kind of their sell too. It's like you learn the personalities, people who don't typically watch the sport become endeared to it. Like
exactly, I agree. No more misogyny.
Maybe a little bit. It's part of this. It's part of the brand.
Nigga said WNBA leagues.
41. 41. We out of here. Happy New Year again.
Nigga, you know what's more exciting? People care more about than that. The fucking $5 big box from Popeyes came back. People give a more fuck about that than
what was in that? Leagues. Oh my god! You want to talk about some chicken? Hold on, this shit should be over. My bad. So the Beyond Nuggets at KFC are fire.
All right, I'm out of here.
Leave. End the show now.